Okay, we're live again. I didn't sleep. I can't sleep. I am wired. I didn't even take a nap today. I just laid on, well, I sleep on the couch half the time, but I laid on the couch for, it was like 4 hours. I was like, I can't sleep. I guess I'm just gonna get up and do something that'll put me to sleep. And that is, we're re-rolling again. Yay, I did my sums this morning. Some videos up. I won't spoil it if you want to go watch that before you get into this live stream. But again, what we're doing today, any of you guys that are watching after, we are re-rolling, trying to get some kind of banger legendary from the Prism shards. And yeah, that's the goal. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the link to the stream and we can get moving. I gotta turn like volume on and stuff too, so give me 1 sec and we'll get moving. So bang, that's myself talking, disgusting. And then we can go into raid videos. Also live again. Bang. Okay. So hopefully this puts me to sleep. I'll get another like 2 hours in. Maybe we get something. I actually maybe did a couple off stream, and then I also maybe have somebody who got the exact account I wanted that might be willing to give it to me if we don't get anything. So it's looking pretty good, and I am happy. It's a good day. I got the new Argonite. Dude, that's so poor. I don't want to spoil the video. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil the video. Okay, let me turn the volume on for raid. That is way too loud. Turn it down. And we're good to go. And let me refresh this. Okay. And I think we're all good. Okay, I think we're all good. It'd be super nice. Why did the game get louder? How loud is it for you guys? A little loud. Turn it down to like there. All right, good to go. I'm gonna be taking Kale, I think, for this go around, just because I'm not gonna have the Xenomage or Xenomorph from before with the other start I had. So I was using Aethel before. We're back in this hellhole once again, hoping for no Tholins again. If I get a Tholin, I wouldn't be too sad because wait, is it gonna give me the 2x whatever event? Is that gonna be available for me? I don't think it is, because it forces you into the 2x sacred, and it's not gonna give me the progressive event. That'd be nice though. Imagine getting 2 legendaries for the price of 1. Granted, you only get 2 shards, but that'd be sick. But is that available? Any of you guys that are rerolling right now, you know if it's up or not. But Exotic, did you see a new video? I summoned on my main account. I finally saw gold. That's all I'll say. I'm very excited. Okay. I'm hoping I can get like a good 2 hours out of myself before I start feeling super tired. I almost want to turn the lights off in this room and turn all my lights off and try to get myself tired enough to go to sleep. But I also, then I wouldn't be able to do face cam. Haven't seen it yet. I've been rerolling for a while. I mean, if you've been rerolling since last night, that's not just a while. That's like 12 hours of your day, buddy. It's a long time. I don't know if the Pelops code's up yet. I don't think it is. It's 6 o'clock. It might have just went active. Watch, they're gonna delay it. I'll be so sad if they delay it. It should be active very soon. Other than the UK, so, oh, you already slept. All right, lucky. I tried. I really tried. Usually I don't have any problem falling asleep. I lay down and I'm out within 20 minutes at most. Like, that's me struggling to fall asleep. But I just couldn't do it today. Okay. Now this is still, somebody said in the end of last stream that this is, what do you want, buddy? My cat's freaking out. The Gore Crescent is available till Sunday, but this says it ends at 11 hours. So I don't know what I trust in that. I'm gonna trust the game for now. So that's why I'm really pressed about trying to get this within this day. Here's my cat. He's coming in early today. Woke up around an hour ago. I tossed her for ages, so I eventually fell asleep. So it's not just me. I was thinking it might have been the weather here because it's absolutely disgusting. Man, it's progressive chance, but not double legendary event. Dude, I could summon for her though. It'd be so fun to get an all Argonites account. There's no way to get, I mean, I'd have to play through the entire campaign to be able to get the Void. Because imagine starting the game with Hecaton. Woo! Be nice. So I had this happen earlier too. I didn't have anything in my mailbox. So let's see if that's going to be a consistent problem or not. Hey, what's up, Dan Dragon? Hi, Mitch. Hope you're doing fine. I was wondering at what point the free 40 Prism packs pops up for rerolling sake. If you watch through me do one of them, you'll see it's level 11, and then sometimes you have to click through a couple extra menus or do one extra stage. But it's level 11 is the point I was getting at each time. Rerolled 80. How'd you do 80? Oh, you're probably multi-instancing. I rerolled 80 and only got one Lego. That is not good. Wait, what Lego did you get? Almost every Lego on there is pretty good. Got it. Thanks. Yeah, just if you, it's level 11 but sometimes it's iffy to pop up. Earlier when doing it, I had one that took a while. And I also have been having a little bit of problems with the promo code characters actually coming in. So I think it's just there's a lot of people making accounts right now. So the servers that give out the rewards, I don't know how electronics work, but did you get a Lego? I still haven't got a Lego yet. I did like 2 off stream while I was working on other stuff. And then tried to go to sleep, and I couldn't sleep. So my schedule is gonna be so fucked, so messed up. My bed. It's gonna be bad after today. Please say Narma's in my mailbox, brother. That's not good. That's not good. Why is she not there? Uh-oh. This is bad. I'll wait to summon until I get to level 11. Hopefully she pops up in there. See, it's annoying. Oh, wait. Is this on your normal account? When I was just on my main account, there was the Ice Golem tournament, and then it was showing a champ training tournament, but I didn't see anything about a gear enhancement. Oh, this is events. That's why I didn't see it. I was thinking tournaments. That would explain it. It was probably there. He's still not popping up. That's not good. Does that mean I'm bricked out? Does that mean I can't get her? A little bit worried. There it is. Okay, it's just delayed. Okay, so if any of you guys ever have issues with this and think it didn't work, most of the time it's just a delayed thing. The weather in UK is crazy right now. It was like 0°C yesterday and it's 15°C. That's basically how it is here. It just keeps jumping from super low temperature to super high temperature. It's extremely annoying. My sinuses have been destroyed from it. I don't know if that's maybe not helping with sleeping as well, but I won't question it too much. I'll just take advantage of the time that I'm awake. That's all I can really do. Do a few stages, it'll show up, yeah. Can you start using, when can you start using the new promo code? I don't know, I can go try it right now. I was assuming it would be live at like 6 to 7 a.m. this morning. I don't know when they usually do the maintenance. Maintenance is not for a couple hours, so maybe it could be in a couple hours, or it could be a week from now. I don't know. They said it's supposed to be live as of today. So, yeah, it's not working yet. Just be patient. It should, from what they posted in the thing, it's coming today. We just don't know the time. Didn't work about an hour ago? Yeah. So, it just hit 12 p.m. in UK. Yeah, it should come out within the next little bit. I'm just trying to get the account ready early. You have a ton of time to use your initial promo code character code. I've never done something like this in like the time that Raid was opening, or like there's a new thing happening. So I don't know what the normal time would be for a promo code coming out. I'm usually the one that finds out X new promo code is out a year later. How expensive is this path, by the way? Because I went and did a lot of the path for the fusion on my main account, and it seemed really expensive. You have to get 4 keys. You have to buy out 4 different things. I got the 2 rares already, but I still have to do the final batch. So it seems really expensive for this fusion. 3,100 points. It's only 3,100 for the whole thing. I'm really close then. The Sacred Shard for login tonight should get me there. Oh, for 2 rares, I want the Epic as well. Path is minimum 8 Sacred for the Epic Fusion guy, up to 13. Okay, well, I used 1 Sacred, and then I used like 120. 100. The video's up of the summons, but I did 120 Ancients, I believe, total. So, is that Holmes? No, that's Bash. What's up, Bash? Oh, Ashley the Twin, what's up? By the way, DD, I got the Crowcad, the Throat Ripper. Is he good? Yeah, Crowcad, he's really good for Hydra. Early game, I don't know how much value you'll see out of him. He has a lot of AoE attacks. He could potentially be a farmer, but later game, you'll be pretty glad you have him. I think he's solid. If you have the other character that he pairs with, Packmaster, he's even better. But he's pretty solid by himself as well. Oh, you're done with me finally? Oh, I shouldn't talk to him. I didn't know you go live again today. How many rerolls so far? I've done like 20 something probably, but no, I have not got a single legendary, unfortunately. But yeah, Ashley, it's good to see you, by the way. But yeah, Crowcad's a sick character. Are you gonna try to do the fusion, Ashley, or not? The fusion is a big investment. So you pull a Glorious Pellis in my first 10 pop. Congrats. I might have done. Well, it was within. You can watch the video that I uploaded. But I might have got her 2. I thought you just needed the 2 rares. You only need the 2 rares. If you're doing the fusion, you only need the 2 rares. But if you go for the Epic and get the Epic, it makes it to where you can skip out on 4 different events. I hate fusion, not gonna lie, Lanzadon. I hate them too until I'm done. I was like, damn, that feels good. Like the moment you click the button to fuse it feels so nice. But while I'm doing them, I also hate them. Yo, D8, had a day of rerolling, gone through many accounts, too many, and only got Vestile and Vermin Lord, but I want Keberon, although the grind doesn't stop. You want Keberon. Keberon's the one I want, isn't it? He's the Argonite. Just following your latest guide, I just finished 6-star and 8th. I died. Yeah, if you're just that far, you don't have to do the fusion. You can try to save your stuff for the next fusion. He is really good, but the thing with the game, the longer you play, you're going to get so many login champs and stuff too, that the biggest thing with Raid, as long as you log in each day, that you don't even have to progress, really. Just the logins alone, if you open the game each day, you're going to be in a good spot after a couple months. It's just having the motivation to keep logging in for a couple months. Bro, though, after starting a new account, you can't go over level 15 to use code. Yes, you can. I just did it. I just did it. All these things you guys are saying about you can't use X code, I just started a new account 2 days ago, and then on the 50-something hour, because I was always told within the first 72 hours, and it's either level 25 or level 30 that you potentially can't go over, because I used the code at 24 and it worked. I used the promo code at level 24. Now, granted, this one could be different. Maybe this one's locked, okay? Who knows? We could all get screwed. But from my testing that I did a couple days ago, I was level 24. And basically 2.5 days into the account, and I was able to use the big dog code for Turbold. Bro, you're still going, run 35, and you still haven't got anything? Wait, have you got any legendaries? You can do 1-4 for 7 super raids to get to level 11. I know you can. I just go to the end. It doesn't really change much. Have you used Vestal before or Vermin Lord? I have not. I have not used them. I can go look at them at some point during this, but I do not have either of them. I have Crowcad, the Throat Ripper. I have like half the characters on the thing, and I use a good chunk of them, but there's a few I do not own. Like Wixwell, obviously I use. I do not have Newt, but I would use him. There's a new promo code for the new fusion. Yeah, but it's not active yet. It should be active here shortly. But it's only new players, because the idea with it is it's for new players getting into the game for 7th anniversary. It's an exciting time. There needs to be something exciting for them. And if you're an older player, then you can do the fusion, or hopefully you can do the fusion unless you spent your resources on some kind of other summon event. So they gave everyone the opportunity to to get this character essentially. And if you're early on in your account and you just made it, then that would be the only time you probably maybe couldn't do the fusion if you haven't progressed far enough yet. But whenever you're low enough level, they make the fusion easier for you to accomplish. All the point values you need are lower. So it is always doable, but okay, here we go. It's already popped up for me, so I can go in here and grab it. So at level, make sure you claim all your stuff from shop if you're trying to do this and you're not having the prisms pop up. Claim all your stuff from shop, and then eventually, once you get to level 11, come out of here. Next to shop, it should have a free thing next to it. And as long as it has a free thing next to it, then sometimes it doesn't show up within here. You have to then go, if it says free down here, and there's nothing to claim, then you go to portal, click on your prism, and then it'll show the shop portion here. And that is the way to get it in case, because I have had it where it shows free, but I have no access to go and get them. So this is the way, workaround for it. So try this if you're having trouble getting it. I am a bit sad, though, that the progressive, the double legendary event's not going for new accounts, because that'd be so big to hit double legendary on your 2 shards. Okay, so promo code, let's make sure it's not active yet. Not active yet, okay? Don't work on promo rate 7 don't work on Populos. It's just not active yet. They announced it's coming out today. It's not active yet. We're gonna check it throughout the stream. It could not go active for another couple hours. But in the patch, or in the thing I was sent, it's supposed to be released at some point today. All right, so for progressive, I want to summon her and Geo. Well, I wouldn't use Geo with. Hold up. I mean, but Geo's so good. But Torogi? Would I use Torogi? I don't feel like I'd actually use Geo with him in the same team. I have no idea what's going on. I've been rolling a bunch of accounts, but now it's not letting me do it anymore. I have no idea what's happening. You might have done too many. I might be locking you out. Torogi sounds kind of fun with Narma and everything. I'll just do Geo. You can't go wrong with Geo is the thing. All right, let's see if the first account's a flop. I have not gotten one epic from this, by the way, from the free shards here. I've done like 30 accounts and a single epics popped out. In the raid Discord, they said it's a bug. I'm putting Geo for mine just because he's ridiculous good. Yeah, if I were to like do a second Hydra team, that I'd just split the 2 up. Geo's just too good not to go for. Okay, so we have 1-7. All right, good luck. I said good luck to myself. So far, you pulled a Corvus, Sanguine Maria, Naldua, Crocat, Harima, and Nishak. Holy crap, how did you get so many? Who's Vestel? Vestel's insane! Why are you frowning? This character's crazy. This is one of the better characters in the pool. Why would you be sad about that? Like, her, Vestel, Athorian, well, hold on. Newt, Vestel, Athorian, Armans, Venalcia, I really, really like, and Wixwell, probably my top for this batch. But I want to start with him. So I technically have an account with him in case I don't get anything, but we're going to see if we get anything ourselves. What time is that promo code active? We don't know yet. We don't know when the... Oh, I didn't do my summon. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to click my summon, and we're going to go to the next account. And still nothing so far. Tried Vestel, but I really want Keberon. Keberon's not even going to be that good new player-wise, I don't think. You're not going to get... Hold on, you're not going to get that much value out of him. I just like this. It looks cool. Well, let's go through. Delay effect on the champion whenever they see fatal hit, which keeps them alive, 1 HP. Heals the champion 20% of max HP when an HP burn debuff is activated on enemy. When an HP burn debuff on the enemy is removed or expires, place a true fear debuff on the enemy for 1 turn. So I guess kind of paired with him could be kind of fun. He reminds me more of an arena type champion, but I guess paired with Palops, he's kind of busted. Good morning, Aspen. How's it going? Got her on my level 100 main account and built her immediately. Wait, who? Vestel? Yeah, Vestel is extremely good. I spent a lot of money trying to get her, and I didn't get her. Okay, the skill... I mean, this is an AoE attack. And increased accuracy? That's kind of useful, too. Wait, this is... I think he's the account I want. I mean, I have the account. I can log into it right now. But I wanted to reroll at least until that promo code came active, and then I want to grind. I want to fly through. Because I'll put him on Gore Crescent right out of the gate. The skill 2 is Death Brand, which is I learned earlier can't be revived. Will ignore unkillable and shield buffs as well, and activates champion's pyramid power skill if the target is killed, which is this again. He might be insane. Well, dude, if you want Vestel, this is who I want. And somebody already said that they rolled one while I was streaming last time, and they said I could have the account. I think they got something better, so there's a good chance I take it. Okay, I gotta make a new account real quick. Dude, this sounds so fun. This could be one of the most fun. I don't know if this will compete with the turtles or not. If this competes with the turtles in terms of how much fun I had, it's going to be a very good couple of weeks. But okay, I make a new account real quick, and then we will keep going. So again, in the top of the chat, I have a couple download links. I have my Narma link, and then I just got a Worthier link the other day. And also I have the Discord. If you want to join the Discord and share your rerolls or raid progress, you can join in there too. But if you need a download link, then they're listed in the pinned comment on the stream. So I'm doing my Narma link because that's who I want. And then we'll just take 1 second. Bang. And then I gotta open it, and then we'll be good to go. I'm curious when it's gonna cut me off. That's what I'm a little bit worried about now, because it's starting to get like laggy for giving me my characters. So I'm just thinking it's gonna cut me off at some point. All right, we're back in, good to go. And let me open the chat back up. Oh god, if you can hear music, I'm sorry. Anyone donate any Lego reroll if not gonna use it? No. Are we let promo code RAID7 work? Not yet. We're still waiting. What do you think about rerolling Corvus to get Wixwell? Okay, so for you guys that are trying to stabilize a new account and trying to do like Corvus Wixwell and trying to use Corvus for buff extension for your Wixwell team, it takes a lot of legendary skill books. So everyone's like super hyped about this, saying that this is like the best thing you can do. You can't really. You're better off getting rare champions that have a buff extension, because you're going to have to put so many skill books, one into your Wixwell to get his cooldowns for his own extension. That's the most important thing, is getting Wixwell done first. And then you have to put so many skill books into Corvus. You don't have enough skill books as a new player. Unless you're going to spend money, the Corvus combination doesn't really work for you. Whereas you could put all your books into Wixwell and then go get 2 rare buff extenders or something that it's cheaper. Like, wise. I see, so Narma is probably better. Yeah, Narma's the best character you can start the game with of download links. It's too good. Like, I have a worthier link as well. I'd go Narma, please. You'll have a better clan boss experience. And that's what's important to me, is clan boss. Because I'm trying to get nude on a Narma Pelops account. That'd be so good. Wixwell pairs with Pelops super good, but trying to do the Corvus one, I'm just trying to give my advice on it, and it's the skill book. It'll be really good in 3 months. If you're free to play, the account probably be solid in 3 months. But to get that set up the way in your mind it's gonna go is it's not gonna go how you're thinking. No matter how fast you slam through Arbor missions. Quick question though, do you personally think Fusion is worth it for mid-game players? It depends on if you feel like you can have a use for him. So if you're a mid-game player, you can see his kit and kind of think, where could I put this character? And I think so. I'm about mid-game. I just finished regular mode Faction Wars. I'm to hard mode Faction Wars. I clear Doom Tower and all that every rotation. I would say I'm pretty mid-game. And I know I could use him in a ton of spots. So I think he's just a solid character for anybody.
Well done.
But it's your account. You gotta figure, would it be useful to you? I got a question to see if anyone knows, but tried logging in doing more rerolls, and now it's decided to go to the download screen but not work at all. You might have to try a different link, Bash. You might be locked out of that link or locked out completely. You can also try private browsing mode potentially. I think I heard Sam, the raid man, talking about private browsing mode, because I clicked on his stream to see if he was using an actual download link or not. And he said something about private browsing whenever I was in there earlier. At least I have Cabron as a backup. Wallapat, you're not who DM'd me earlier, are you? You're not Scope on Discord, are you? Because if you are, I was hoping that was my backup. Ah, no, okay, we're good. So many people getting Kebron, it's annoying. There's been quite a few. The thing I think I've seen the most is Crowcat. Crowcat seems like everyone's getting him. Do you know what the best beginner promo link is? It's going to be probably... So my opinion on your promo link starting the game, all that really matters is having, with my opinion, is Tagor Narma. That's the best you can start with. Now you can flex in better epics. Generally, Vulcan has the best promo links. Vulcan just always, he's the go-to, usually has the best one you could possibly get. But mine is somewhat comparable to his. You start with Narma, you get Tagor, you'll be in a good spot. So if you want my link, it's right there. If you want Vulcan's, you'll have to go find it to get it. But any Narma link is, my opinion, the best link to start with. And there's a bunch of combinations for Narma. I'm trying to think what all different Narma options there are, because there's even some old Narma options that you could do that are pretty solid too. But those would probably be slightly hard to find. Oh, I didn't claim it. Claim. I always try to claim those early, because if I don't claim those early, I've noticed that... Alright, well, I didn't get her again, by the way. So it must just be super laggy on getting the champions. Anybody else noticing that, or is it just me right now? It might take like a PC reset. I did not reset my PC. I definitely should have. I'll go until I have too many problems. This is just an extra bonus stream since I couldn't sleep. I must say Plarium knows it's player-based, so make Prism start gambling the main event of the anniversary. I don't think they meant... They always know players are going to reroll. I mean, that's just part of any gacha game. But I don't know if they really planned. Most companies hate rerollers because it's hard on their servers, for one. And then two, they'd rather you just spend money to get the characters. What do you... rerolling Corvus to get Wix? Well, I talked about that a second ago. Hopefully I talked about that since you typed that. Are you still rerolling? Yeah, we're just... I have an account that if we don't get anything... At this point, I'm kind of just being stubborn. I want to see a legendary. I've done so many. I want to reroll until I at least see one. But I do have an account that if I don't get anything that we will use with Cabaron, which is super, super nice. Okay, so tried a different downlink, private browsing, and it's still not working. Or starting my PC and still doesn't work. I'm baffled. Have you been uninstalling RAID each time? Or have you just been logging out? Because this might be a time you have to fully well, I'm scared for you to fully uninstall and you can't install it again. If that's not what you were doing. I'm not sure. I know some people have ran into some issues, but I have not heard the solutions for them. You don't have to click on the items, collect them, just close the calendar, everything will be claimed. Really? Oh, that's nice. I click them every time. It happened all night. I just went, I mean, if you just start to reroll to try to get Geomancer, it would be a huge start to your account. I got Tagor on my main. Yeah, but, okay, I have Tagor on my main. I don't use him on my main, but I have him. So that's the problem. My first experience with Raid was I started and I just spent money almost right away. I think I was relatively free to play for the first month, and then I got my first mythical, and I was like, okay, I'm going balls deep in the game now. So out of the gate, I had like all my faction war teams were pretty much all legendaries, and it's still hard though. That's the thing. Even though I spent quite a bit, I still had a learning curve I had to get through. It takes a while for you to show up, so yeah, it might just be so many people are doing it right now that it's getting delayed. I need to shave. You got 2 Legos and 6 rerolls? What the hell? But 10 more, nuts so far. Well, I've done like between 20 and 30, and I have not seen a single gold yet. So, do I need to keep uninstalling client and just start reroll with Narma start? And no, so you just have to, whatever account you're on currently in Plarium, click log out. And then close, after you log out, don't log back into any other account, and just close the client, and then you click the re-download and click the installer, and it'll auto open your Plarium again and take you in. I have one more stage. Okay. But no, you don't have to completely uninstall each time. That's what I used to do, but today I learned that I don't have to fully uninstall, which is really nice. How many ancient shards needed for the fusion? to fully clear out everything, it costs what? How much is it? Was it 40,000? So you would need like a little over 100, I think, to get the 2 new email every time. It doesn't ask me for an email. So for mine, there's no email I enter. I would just have to link it to an email after. So when I'm in Plarium, I have all the options to add an email to whatever account I'm on right now. Am I gonna die here? I'm dead. Oh, I almost died. Jesus. Oh, their servers are getting cooked right now, I have a feeling. Everything is laggy. Guys, stop rerolling so I can reroll in peace. Thank you. Alright, there's Narma. Can you tell us about internet? No, it's all of us. It was not lagging like this earlier. It is getting closer to... I have a feeling once the code goes active, then it's gonna get really bad. So that's why I'm trying to get it out of the way now. This was one thing that I wish you could skip. Okay, so now I need to get to level whatever. We have Narma. Oh, so actually gear on makes it a little bit faster. Okay. Now we sit and I guess I'll just do stage 4 for this one. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of people just go to stage 4 and never push past it, but I've just been going all the way. All you have to do on phone is log out all accounts and delete app after resetting everything. It doesn't work for me. For me, it does not work. If I try to do it on phone, I've gotten it to work a couple times on phone, but it's inconsistent. So I have logged out, deleted the app, then re-downloaded with the link, and I've got it to work a couple times. But it's like 1 out of every 3 times it works, or 2 out of every 3 maybe. So it is a little risky, and it probably depends on which phone you're using too. I use iPhone. Just so you know, DD, just a quick way to get to level 11, which is what I've been doing, 1 to 6 XP booster from Anniversary Pack and do super raids. Won't take long to get to level 11. Just a quick way to get to level 11, which is what I've been doing. Go to 1-6, get the XP booster from Anniversary Pack and do super raids. I mean, it's not going to change it by that much, would it? It would just change it a few minutes. I'm not trying to min-max my time that much. I feel like this is probably plenty fast for it. Because if I go too fast, I have to click more. So now at the end, maybe I might do that strategy because I'll be stressing as there's not a whole lot of time left. Bro, if you're on phone rerolling, it's a nightmare because you need to reset your phone each time. I wouldn't even try. I mean, I'm leveling up pretty quick right here. I wouldn't even try on phone personally. That sounds like a nightmare. I am sorry if that's what you're going through right now. Boyline has Narma, Tagore, Ugo, and Deacon. Volk has Narma, Tagore, Ugo, and Farrakhan, yeah. You're trying to get Wix. I actually don't really want Wix well. I mean, if I got him, yeah, I'd be sick, and I would definitely play the account, but I feel like that's what everybody's going for, and it's going to be solid, but the bad thing is if I get Wixwell, I know all my books, if I want this to actually work, need to go into Wixwell. And then, yeah, Wixwell without books, it doesn't feel great. Wixwell long-term would be fantastic. I'm looking for like more short-term super fun. I want to be like feeling something cool within a like 2-week period. Okay, so I can grab these. It's working. This part's working fast at least. I'm getting the prisms. But how long did that take? Not bad at all. All right, here we go. iPhone 16 Pro, that's what Oh, are you kidding? That's my first epic. In 20-something rerolls, that's my first epic. That's brutal. I've done it 20 times this morning, 100 times this month, just log on delete app. On phone? On iPhone 16? I don't know how you got it to work then. I did not have luck. Oh, nice. War Maiden? Okay, that saves me some farming. Can I please see gold one time? Nope. Oh my gosh. Hey, it's Fat Man. Fat Man's pretty nice. By pretty nice, he's really nice. This is the only thing I don't care for about him too much early on. The damage deflection. Shouldn't he be absorbing the damage, not deflecting the damage? You know? Well, alright. On to the next. Let me hide my thingy. Oh, I thought we'd maybe at least get a Geo there. That'd have been nice. Okay. This will take me 60 seconds. Bear with me here. Log out. Log out anyway. Yes. Get out of this. And click my link in chat. Okay. Who am I going for? His name's Keberon. Maybe that'll be the luck. I'll name the account Keberon. Let it know what I'm going for. Now that I typed in Keberon, I'll probably get Newt. That'll be... I don't know if I really want to do Newt that much. I mean, he'd be crazy. But I want... Keberon has to be the coolest. To make a series out of at least. Double Argonite, it sounds like it's got to be so fun. Okay. Back in. Close out of this. Good to go. Is Riot 7? That's not even close. Pretty close. It's raid 7, and it's not working yet, I don't think. You guys will have to let me know if you see like confirmation or whatever that it's finally active. Let me know. I looked at reroll for Saltus or Thorian. Thorian's so good. I actually, okay, I don't want to spoil the video, but I just did. But I have a video today on my main account. I've pulled a lot of Thorians lately. We'll just say that. What about Wixwell versus Newt? I mean, both are absolutely insane. So either one you get, it's gonna be great. The reason Wixwell, everyone's so excited about him, is the comboing of growing your shield with Pelops, because he has a magma shield, and that counts as a shield that you can extend. So it's just a fun combination between the two. Whereas Newt, I mean, Newt's just always good generally. Wixwell's always good generally. It takes forever for Narma to show up for me. That's how it's been for me. I mean, it takes until I'm pretty much done before Narma even shows up. I like her. Oh. Staltus is really cool. I have never gotten him. I don't remember what all he does off the top of my head either. Hey bro, I'm trying to enter the code, but it says it doesn't work. The code doesn't work yet. The code, it's coming out today at some point. I thought it'd be out already actually. So I don't know. What if they change their minds? They're like, never mind, we're not gonna do this code. I need to came from E7 here. What's up, dude? Good luck for you. What heroes start will be now? What do you mean what heroes start? There's a new promo code that's coming out today at some point, we don't know when, for a character called Pelops. He's super sick. And then there's anniversary event, so right now I'm rerolling. If you make an account right now, you get a Prism shard that you can reroll, and there's a bunch of really good legendaries on there. But welcome out from E7. Have you ever played Raid? I'm guessing based off that question, you probably played Raid before. But my download link, if that's what you're asking, I have one Narma download link, and I have a Worthier download link pinned at the top. If you ever want to download the game, it supports me a lot. So I don't know if it supports me anymore, but I'm sure it's not a bad thing if you download it with the link. I have no idea how my thing is structured anymore. Who are you aiming for? I want Keberon. I want the double Argonite. I think that would be extremely fun. But I would take, there's like a list of like 8 characters I'd be pretty happy with if I got. At this point, I'm just trying to get legendary just to get some dopamine hit. I have not gotten one out of, it's been about 30. I could go and count whatever I did on stream last time plus 3 or plus 7, I guess, because I did, I think, 4 off stream. I don't think I want to know how many I've done. Is it possible to reroll without using a lot of mails? Yeah, I haven't used a single email address for any of the accounts I made. You don't have to enter an email. At least I don't. I don't know. Some people I think are having to enter emails. The thing with entering emails, so you can use a salted email, if you know what salted emails are. And you can use a salted email and then change it after to a regular email. By salted email, you use the same one email and then add plus whatever at the end, +1, +2, depending on which account you're on, so you get the account you want. By adding a plus into an email address, domains don't register the plus. It will just remove anything after the plus in an email address and then send it to that email instead. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. But there's multiple ways to salt too. You can put dots in between letters. There's just certain characters that you can use that domains don't recognize, and they just pretend they're not there, basically. Use Edge. Do you work for Microsoft? Who would use Edge willingly? This sounds like big Microsoft. Oh, it does grab you. It does get them all out. Nice. This sounds like big Microsoft propaganda. I don't know. I've used Chrome since I was long time. I don't know. But I've used Chrome for a long time. I want to put the attack set on. Every time I put the attack set on, it just goes smoother. Dharma pop up? No. I'm just gonna grab everything out of here just to keep it clean. Don't have a dot, I know. Why is the anniversary? The anniversary pack hasn't even popped up yet. Weird. That's usually the scuffed runs when that doesn't pop it right away. I know about salted, but lots of game now just block this way to reroll. This, well, actually, they try to. So like, for example, Arknight's Infield that just came out, they tried to block it, but you could just do the dot method. They wouldn't allow the plus method, but you could do the dot method. And then, I mean, games are getting a little bit smarter about it, trying to block it, but Raid, I tried it not that long ago. What does your link have to do? What do you mean? What is my link character-wise? I have two. One's Narma, Legendary, Narma, Venomage, Tagore, Lightsworn, and then the other one's Worthier, and I just got the Worthier code. I know it has Ugo, but the other ones I forget every 2 seconds, so I'm not sure the other two on the Worthier code. But I would prefer, doesn't matter which one, whatever one you want, but I think Narma would be your better start. That's why I haven't paid too much attention to Worthier code. But you have options, at least. You don't need salted emails, so you can just use a non-existing email and create it later. Or can you change the email, though? So whenever you want to change your email on a Raid account, if you have a fake email that you entered, when you go to change the email, it tries to send you a confirmation email to the original email before you change it, right? So that's what I'm worried about with people using fake emails, is if they want to keep the account, they can never, without contacting support, I don't know if you could ever set it to your own email. Yes, you need to confirm it. Yeah, so you can't just enter a random email because it sets it as that, and then you would have to go through support to actually link it. Use Yopmail and you'll be fine. I mean, I guess, yeah, you could use any kind of temporary email and you'd be good to go. For me, I use Firefox and Chrome. Today I was having to enter my email. However, Edge, I just need to use my username and password and good to go. I've been using Chrome and I haven't had to enter it at all. Funny thing is, despite reroll on phone is a nightmare, I'm still doing about 10 times so far. You're resetting your phone fully every time. That's commitment. My PC isn't letting me download anything. I think I broke my PC for the day. Is your download, do you need to clear your download history? Clear your browser cache. Browser cache and download history, clean that up and hopefully you'll be good. Delete temporary files. Just do the basic PC cleanup. You should be good from there, I'd imagine. You got Cheshire Cat and Narma. Want to muck around on it? Do I use Pelops or Tuanric for it, do you think? That's up to you. Tuanric's still probably the better character for like long term, but Pelops short term, I feel like he would progress you a little bit faster. I don't know though. I haven't got to test Pelops. It's hard for me to say. I might be getting blinded by Pelops excitement. Just download direct to RAM easy, or download more RAM. That probably would solve everything. Free RAM download.io. Probably a website, I don't know. You can't download RAM, by the way, just so you hopefully someone doesn't try it. I don't want to get blamed for your PC becoming a Litecoin mining device. But yeah, it's hard for me to say. Realistically, like taking the Pelops sunglasses off, it's probably Tuanric still the better character, but Pelops is definitely good. So anyone you start with, you're going to be in a great spot. Finally, drop the Prism or Prisma Nishak. You got Nishak? Nishak's solid. Wait, he was a fusion character, wasn't he? So he'll be back in the fusion rotation. Wait, was he one of the 3-cost fusions? Surely not. The 3 currency cost fusions to rerun him. I ended up getting Maria, Cheshire, Naldo, Armons ×2, and Newt. What? How many rerolls did you do? Were you multi-rerolling? Like multi-instance rerolling? Because that's insane. I haven't even seen a gold yet. I've done like 30. Like I used non-existent Gmail email details and later would create the Gmail. Oh yeah. Okay, I mean, I guess that can work. Unless you get unlucky and you enter somebody else's email and you can't create the email. That'd be the only... Do you regret doing this? Nah, I mean, guys, rerolling, if you ever see a streamer rerolling, this is the freest content. Because this is the best. If I'm ever rerolling on a game, what I do is open a stream of somebody who's also rerolling. Because it's just fun. It makes it more enjoyable because if you get something, you get to share it. So, like, even as a viewer, it's more fun. And as a streamer, this is easy. I don't have to think. I'm just sitting here clicking buttons. So it's a win-win for everyone, I feel like. But no, I don't regret doing it. There's a lot of people that all their content's just re-rolling. New game comes out, they just re-roll on the game, never even play the game. And it works. It's already active. Let's go. Dude, this part has been really smooth. I've gotten my Prism shard without any trouble every time so far. Okay. If I see a gold from my sacred shards before I see gold from the Prism, I'm going to be furious. Hey, Wonder, isn't this a Rosin fusion character? I think he is. How do you speed run roll? I don't know about should we set a speed run timer? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to set records. 7th anniversary raid speed run fastest reroll. You pulled Amok, never had him before. He seems okay. I just don't know where I'd use him. Like his skill 3 is really fun. If you have a lot of debuffs and could switch him. I mean, it sounds satisfying, and he's not a bad character, but I don't know what I'd switch him for. He's supposedly really good, I think, in Hydra, because the debuffs he has are for trials in Hydra. But early on, I don't know who you'd switch him for, because you're going to want to 60 him. You're going to be working on your clan boss team first anyway. So he's a character that you wouldn't even mess with unless you wanted to. I mean, he could be used to go through the game. Do I have a giant pimple on my nose? I do. I hate it here. But I shouldn't have looked at my camera. I don't remember what I was saying. Let's just do the stupid sound. Dang it, dude. 1 gold. Please 1 gold. I'm sick of this. That has to be 30. Did Narma ever even pop up? Yeah, she did. I just never even got her on this one. Okay, on to the next. Give me 1 second. I might lose my mind after a while, is the only thing. Like right now it's still fine, but there will be a certain point where I'll start getting pretty irritated because the RNG can't stay this bad forever, ideally. All right. Trying a different name. There's got to be a lucky name. Okay. Sec, we're almost there. Have 1 more button to click. Launch. All right, we're good to go. Ooh. And now I can open chat back up. There we go. 3-day, 24-hour live stream is the way for bad luck. I mean, guys, I've only streamed 4 hours earlier, and what? I streamed like maybe an hour right now, if even. Yeah, I've only streamed 49 minutes. It's not that bad. And the thing is, if Gore Crescent goes away, I want to keep whatever the best account I got before. Because Gore Crescent, the legendary relic that you get, I don't want to not have that. Isn't getting account via someone's link requires reinstalling Raid and Plarium client? No. You just log out of whatever account you're in Plarium Play, and then force close it, and then click the download link, and then click the download like you're going to install it, or the installer. Well, click the download link to get the installer, click the installer, and it's going to force open Plarium Play, and you just click OK, and then it gives you a new account with the code active. The code isn't working, the code's not active yet. The download links are active, the code is not active yet. we do not know when the actual Raid 7 code is going to become active. I really want the Fusion, but I got no gems or shards, so I'm going to be forced to spend IDK 2k or more. A Fusion does not cost 2k. No. Even if you have nothing right now, the only thing you have to spend on is summons. How much would a Fusion cost on average? It'd probably be a couple $100, but if you do it smartly, you should be, even without being able to get like clan boss rewards and stuff, if you do it smartly, you could probably get away with like 200 would be my guess. And then if you're not super efficient, then 300 at worst. But I mean, that's a lot. $300 for a character in a video game is a ton of money. But that's the price you pay for not having shards saved up, which I had to pay this morning. I spent $100 already this morning. Not how I wanted to start my day, but I got some cool out of it, so I feel pretty good. That was a good start to my day. I spent $90 because they have the $30 7th anniversary pack for Ancient Shards in the shop right now. I bought all of those. You can buy 3 of them.
Excellent.
Okay.
Behold,
Thank you guys for hanging out again this morning. That's what makes this fun. If I didn't have you guys or some other stream going on to go to, I don't think I could handle rerolling. I'd lose my mind. About clan boss teams, I started with your link a week ago and currently rocking Aethel, Narma, Tuha, Tagor, Veno. Can Pelos, Ezio, or Geo, which I just pulled, replace someone here? Oh, for sure. Give me a second before I think about that too hard. So you're using basically the standard team. All right, so Aethel, Narma, Tuha, Tagor, Veno. So for switching out, are all of your characters done or not? So Aethel is one that could be switched potentially for Ezio. I think I made that switch myself. So I was doing Ezio, Narma, Tuha, Tagor, and then I had Xenomorph instead of Venomage. So you have 2 options within that. Hold on.
Excellent.
And then I'll get to the next question.
Go to your champion.
So the thing with Tuha is she's actually not insanely good for clan boss. She does give you speed increase, but when you're already using Tagor, as long as your Tagor is booked, you're not getting a ton of value by running them both. You're overdoing your speed buff. The only thing is she gives defense buff, and losing on a defense buff will hurt you a little bit, but by trading in with another support character, so like what I'm trying to say here is potentially trading out Tuha for Pelops within the team could be okay. How'd you get Pelops this morning if you already have Tuha? Hold on, did I read that wrong? Oh, you got Pelos. Wait, Pelos or Pelops? How would you have gotten Pelops? You already finished a fusion in 2 days or 2 seconds? Pelos. Is Pelos a character? Pelos. Thinking Archbishop Penthroy. Who's Pelos? Geo could be switched out for one of them as well. Geo's insane. So Geo potential switch out for Tuha or Venomage. You have to just make the choice on that, but I have not got to test switching out my own Tuanric on the guide account. Sorry. Who's Pelos? Only your Aethel is done? Oh, okay, so you can make a lot of changes then. So that's why I was asking to make sure you didn't have certain characters on. So you're in a spot where you can kind of switch to whatever. So if I had that set of characters, I would probably do, for right now, what would be the order? Let me just go. Let me start running a stage at least, so I have something progressing. All right, we got an armor right away. That's fine. That's good. Like that. Getting hot in here too. I might be sick. That might be why I can't sleep. I really hope I'm not. Okay. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. So your Aethel's already finished. My next 6-star within that, I would do Ezio, because he would be a good, he pairs well with Narma. I would switch potentially Ezio out with Venomage for now, and do Ezio as your next 6-star to give him survivability. And then from there, you could switch Geo in for Aethel down the road, but I would work on 6-starring the rest of your core team first, Narma, Tuha, Tagor. If you want to switch Tuha out for Geo, you could, as long as Tagor gets max booked, but I'd have to look at Pelos, because I don't think you mean Pelops. Add a money sign to your name. It seems to work as a lucky charm. Dan Dragon, are you in Discord server? Again, if any of you guys aren't in Discord server, it's at the top of there, if you at me within there, I can give you a better not rushed answer. Or Sonic, or we have a couple of really good clan boss helpers in the Discord too. So they could probably give you an answer faster. He'll probably tell you exactly what I just did, just a smoother way of saying it. Versus, and the thing is, he knows every character in the game. So if Pelos is a character, he's gonna know. All right, Wix with Narma or Corvus. Okay, so the Wixwell with Corvus that everybody's super excited about is going to take them months to set up because they want the skill books, I think. Unless they get like a Pain Keeper, and then at that point you're losing out on so much damage by trying to get that all set up. I don't know how value that would be. I think Narma. I'll always pick Narma. And it doesn't even have to be my Narma downlink. My Narma downlink is pretty solid, but just I think Narma in general. If you ask other creators, they're gonna say whatever their link is, or whatever character they like. Everybody's got different characters that they like, but from my experience, Narma is gonna be the play. Hey guys, I tried to post code. It doesn't work. It doesn't work yet. We're still all waiting for it. All right, I'm gonna speed run through all these. Hey guys, tried to post code. Most I've ever spent on gacha was 4 Castros on Hard Star Open me back $200. I don't want to talk about the most I've ever spent. It was raid, but yeah. It used to not be bad. I used to, if I spent $50 or $100, I'd shit myself. And now I've gotten so used to spending money on these stupid games that we won't talk about it. According to Hell Hades, guaranteed rewards like, oh, Shadowcat, you're the one that said it. Guaranteed rewards like Orc Crests are available through March 8th. Hopefully they are. I'm gonna err on the side of caution just in case they're not, and try to get my account set up now and put the extra time in today for it. But if it does extend, then that's just a win. Am I not doing super raids? Great. So hopefully you're right on that. We have extra time because that'd be nice. You just got Keberon, Josh. Congrats. That's who I want. That's the one I'm going for. Can't wait to get my hands on the Fusion after a lot of money. He seems insane. The numbers I saw looked insane on Showcase. I haven't seen a Showcase for him. What's his skill 2 hitting pretty hard with the multiplier? You just got Trunda and Molly from Extra Legendary event. Both bangers. I love Trunda. I don't have Molly myself, but I know she's pretty. Is she the reviver? I have to go look at Molly. No, she isn't. I'm thinking Molly's the blonde hair. I don't have Molly. We'll just say that. So I don't know exactly what she does. But Trunda I know is super good. How is Vestel? Which one's Vestel? Pelops code didn't work. Pelops code doesn't work yet, guys. It comes out today. It's not out yet. Give it some time. It'll be out. Just don't use a promo code yet. Wait for it to come out. When in doubt, with the Vulcan link out is the motto I go by. Oh, that's the motto I go by. I'll check the Discord later. Thanks. Not trying to bother. No, you're good. You're good. It's just any kind of like clan boss question or anything like that. It's just hard to answer in a quick, like trying to keep up with any other question. Is there a time? We don't know the time yet. We thought it was supposed to come out a couple hours ago and it's not out yet. So how many days does a new player code expire? You have 3 days to enter it from the start of your account. So if you made an account right now, you'd have all the way, what is today, Thursday? You have all the way until Saturday-ish to enter it, 72 hours from the time you started your account. And then there might be a level cap, but it's below 24 is all I know. Because I just did it on an account lower than 24. Or, well, it was at level 24 and 50-something hours. And I was able to get a promo code to work. Narma appearing from the get-go. What sorcery is this? I don't know. It works sometimes really quick. The free Prism pool needs a certain level to get. Level 11 seems to be the sweet spot to get. I have not tried anything else, but level 11 is just what it's been working the best for everybody so far. But the new player code for Pelops, once it comes out, it's supposed to expire on May 4th. But with the promo codes expiring, they almost never expire when they say they're going to. Just got done watching a last live rerolling video. So it's like you haven't stopped. I haven't slept. But yeah. I wish I had slept. My day is so screwed. I basically have to just stay up all day now. If I take a nap, I'm doomed. Oh my god. Oh. Wait, I just had something exciting happen. Nice. Let's go. Hold on, I've got to make sure not to show that on stream. Haha. Oh, that's big. I am excited. I'm gonna use. Let's go. I guess. Oh, I could. It's not very many void. I have content to plan out. Basically, is what that just is. I got some extra goodies. Fat Man or Seeker? I'd prefer... Who's your other characters? Are you with Narma? Fat Man or Seeker? Potentially Seeker? I think I don't know. That's a hard one for me. I'd maybe Seeker for that one. If you're having to decide between the two, like just say you're starting with Narma. Oh crap, it's gonna be messed up for this one. I don't know, guys. Would you rather, any of you guys that are experienced raid players, would you rather Seeker or Fat Man or Farrakhan? Which would be your go-to? Farrakhan might have more utility actually, or not utility, but more individual use cases. You put him basically everything. Maybe, I don't know. That's a hard one. It just kind of depends on what your goal for the account is. If it's a clan boss, actually they're both the same clan boss. I don't know. Farrakhan is the more general one. So if you're not doing specialized teams, Seeker wouldn't be as good, but Seeker for specialized team would be better. So probably a Farrakhan. Kuro, you say Farrakhan? Live rerolling video with $100 budget per reroll. Are you funding this? If you want to fund it, I'm down. I don't even have a way that you can download or donate to me, but Scout's Honor, you'll pay me? You'll reimburse me, right? All right, here we go. I feel like these rerolls are zooming right now. The last couple have gone so fast, and I'm hungry again. Which is a good thing. It might be a McDonald's breakfast kind of day. Promo code or, sir, how do you get Narma? My download link. The download link, it's pinned at the top of chat, but I can grab it again for you out of my Discord. Hold on. Where is it? Are you on phone? How do you get Venomage? My download link. You download through my, if you download the game through my download link and you're not on phone and have downloaded the game before, so by downloading through that link, when you start a new account and download that link and start a new account, you will be getting Narma. You get Venomage or Narma right away, free legendary, super banger. Then you get Venomage level 10, Lightsworn level 20, Takeover level 30. So you get 3 different epics for free. But I can play on phone. If you start the account on PC, do you have a PC you can use? Wait, how do we get Venomage from my download link? If you use a different download link, you won't get Venomage. Seeker really nice for early arena farming though. That is true. Yeah, it's the download link. So as you progress through, after you download with the link, you'll be getting those characters. Yes, I have, but I have other accounts, sir. It's not a problem. You can make a second account as long as you make sure you know the login details to your current account if you're going to do a second account. So if you have an account on PC already, make sure you have all the login info, and then you can log out of that account and then click that link, get the installer, click the installer, and then it'll make a new account on your thing, and then you can go through and get all the different characters. And then once you're done with that, you can go and get your other account, re-log back into it. Just make sure you have the download information before you log out. And then from there, though, once you have the account, you can play it on phone. All right, so there we go. Sorry. You just log into the new account on your phone. Oh, why? Ooh. Okay. We didn't get one yet. Press link and download. Yeah, so when you press the link, it's going to take you to the website, and then you'll have to enter a username and then a password for the account, and then you'll click, all right, it'll download. Then you click the installer that it downloaded. And even if you've already gotten or already have it installed, it will just put you into a new, or it'll make a new account right away for you. Now, if you're logged into an account, though, whenever you download it, it will not do anything, I don't think. Well, that's got you rolling until it's what you want. I know. I've just done a lot without a single gold. So hold on. Megan, next one. It's been brutal, okay? Other people do like 5 and they get a gold. Why can't that be me? Man, I'm hungry. I think we're gonna have to do another Uncrustable sandwich. We'll go get it out of the fridge once we get moving on this one. Either that or I DoorDash McDonald's. So if I DoorDash McDonald's, then I'm gonna have to go down there and get it, and that's gonna be a 10-minute ordeal. A lot of work. Don't know if I'm ready for all that. All right. Oh, sorry. We're in the game. I forgot to re-click this. Okay. I'm back. I got Amok on my reroll. Everyone's getting Amok. Okay, so I was saying Throat Ripper was the most common one. Now I would say Amok is like tied with Throat Ripper as to how many people are getting. That's a lot. Commit. I'm committed. I'm going to get one. At least you do it on your PC, not phone like you. Let me still complain, all right? If I don't complain, eat something, dude. Dude, can't order pizza at 7 a.m. Ashley, you got to remember I live on the other side of the world as you. Well, I could maybe get breakfast pizza. See, everyone getting a Thorian? I've only seen one Thorian so far. Does Pelops code work? Not yet. We're still waiting. No commit McDonald's breaky. Did I eat after stream? Yeah, wait, I have pizza. Oh, I have pizza. I ate pizza last night. I have half the pizza still on the stove. I didn't put it away. I cooked pizza at 2 a.m. So I have food. So it would only take me a second. I can go out there. I just pulled Hilvy, Sissia, and Gwendolyn 55 pulls. Hell yeah, congrats. Ancient, I'm guessing ancient shards. Well, yeah, it's gotta be ancient shards. How can you reroll on phone? I think they're full resetting their phone each time they reroll, which is insane. I got one champ you got from the Prisms, but I didn't have her, and she's a Mikage fusion requirement, so it's fine. That's always good, too. Go to settings, storage, and clear cache. I think there's ways to do it on phone, but a lot of people really struggle. How come you're getting level 10 each time? It takes to level 11 before the Prism pops up. From what everybody's been saying. I've just been doing what other people told me to do. And it's been working. I mean, the rerolls are pretty fast. I can't complain about this. Even being distracted, it's not going too slow.
Well done. The arrows above
How can you create a new code so often with the starter codes? What do you mean? I just click the link. I just log out of whatever account I'm on, click the link, and make a new one. You gave up after getting Cabron. Cabron's fun. Look at Cabron plus. Look at Cabron's kit plus Pelops together. Imagine going through even just campaign with those two. How fun that would be. That's way more fun than what's his name? Wixwell.
This is where you can view each
Reroll faster in Epic 7 for sure. The new reroll in Epic 7 with the there's a pass you could buy. It's like a 2-hour reroll adventure, but you get a ton of summons. So if I'm looking at long term, is Corvus going to be better than Narma pairing with Wixwell? Probably. But so here's the problem. We're trying to do the Corvus Wixwell thing short term, trying to do the Corvus thing long term. It's going to take you longer to get your clan boss set up, most likely, and then you're going to miss out on X amount of shards. So that's the power of Narma's getting a clan boss early to start getting shards. So however much longer it takes you to set that up, I don't know how long it takes. It might be faster than I'm thinking in my mind too. So if you want to try it, go for it. Corvus is still a great character. If you have an idea in your head, go for it. I just, from my experience of playing the game, I just could see that taking way longer because of all the legendary skill books you need. And I played a lot of new accounts. And I know how hard it is to get legendary skill books to finish up whatever idea you have in your head and then it not working. I've gone through it, but that one could work. I haven't gone and fully looked at how many books it would take. I just know it's a lot. Because Wixwell is a lot of books by himself. Okay, let me equip all this stuff and then go in to... Can I upgrade this? We just do level 4 again. Level 4's been working pretty good, actually. I feel like that's what's making it faster. Every time I see Sissia in my account, I get upset. Sissia or Sissia Flame Tongue. You know what's getting frustrated? They make us go to Bastion instead of Chant button once you get the first gear drop. It is annoying, but it's just how the game's been designed. There might not have been that button in the past, and they just haven't redone it. For Chorus over Narma, if you get Wixwell, but that's just me. Well, yeah, I mean... it's still a good combo. I'm not saying it's a bad combo. I'm just saying it's not a fast combo. Like, the idea you have of trying to extend your debuffs. So the power of Wixwell is infinite shield. Without infinite shield, Wixwell isn't going to be the crazy character. He'll help keep you alive for a bit, for sure. But he doesn't... The infinite shield is what makes him broken, and you need buff extenders. Corvus is a buff extender, as well as Poisoner. He's super good in that comp. Well, wait, does he even work in that comp? Yes, he does. Okay. But yeah. It's super good. It just takes a lot of books. Does Corvus also serve as a farmer? I mean, building Corvus for a farmer is pointless, is it not? I mean, yeah, he could do it. But when you have your starter champ, you're probably going to build your starter champ no matter what. Some people don't, but you can get Bellower. But even building Bellower as your farmer champ, and not everyone can get Bellower because the welcome gift promo code never works. But do you really need that? Like, trying to do Bellower and building him, especially if you put any investment early on, like the idea of a fast farming Bellower isn't going to... I guess if you're low on time, then yeah, it would kind of help, but it doesn't change. With early game gear, trying to get a Bellower, he's not going to be one-shotting very quickly. I don't know. From me trying to use Bellower early on an account, he is a little bit faster than using the starter, but it's not that crazy fast. And I never really found like the need for that. A 40-second farm versus a 20-second farm when you don't... If you're free to play, it doesn't matter as much, I should say. Wait, I'm not doing super raids. I'm an idiot. I built a 7-second Felon campaign for Brutal 12-3, but how fast did you build that? How long have you been playing? There are better buff extenders who are epics, so even long-term Corvus Wixwell just bad investment. I don't want to say it's bad. It's an idea, but I mean, you're on the same page as me there, though, that there's just better options. You don't even need epic extenders. You can use rare extenders and be fine. Anytime I see anyone selling point for a promo link character as campaign farmer, I'm just like, where's the value there? You don't need that. That's not something that's a high commodity needed thing to get your raid account established. You are given a farming viable character to start the game for free, and they're rare, so you can max them out super easy. And as long as they have War Master and you finish them up, they can be used on your first Hydra team. They can be used on your first Chimera team. Like Aethel early on, Giant Slayer, user and everything. First mystery starter pool to get Colic. That's actually funny. Yeah, you just use Valerie. I mean, there's a good chance if you're rerolling right now, you're going to get Valerie from farming this stage. But if you, again, buddy, you need pull Wixwell with Narma? No, the idea with Wixwell is Wixwell plus the new promo code character that's coming out later. So Narma's a download link character, and then Pelops is the new fusion character going on right now, but if you're a new player, you can just enter a promo code and get him right away. Oh, this guy got Glorious Palace in his extra event. Good job, baby B9. Congrats. Dude, you level up so fast. Why do I feel like we're leveling up at light speed? I'm finishing each account in like 10 seconds. I already claimed the shards. Nice. What's the Pelops code? It's raid 7, and I don't think it's active still. We can try it real quick. But it's supposed to come out today. But watch, it'll get pushed to tomorrow or something for some stupid reason. But it will be promo code raid 7. Not active yet, unfortunately. Okay, well, here we go. We're already here. And summon. Please be the one. So I get my reroll. Should I try welcome gift and let the code to claim tomorrow? I guess you could do that. I would just wait though. Holmes, deity, click on the plus next to energy to see the new setup. Didn't see anything about it announced, but could be cool to talk about. Okay, hold on. I'll have to click it after this. Alright, so the plus next to the energy? Oh, that's kind of nice. Wait, this is a nice new thing. That still takes you to the shop. That still takes you to the shop. This is nice. Because I always had to feed one at a time before. This is a good change. Did you guys know about this? When did they do this, do you think? Is it brand new? I haven't refreshed my energy with gems in a couple weeks. Can switch between inbox and gems? Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Oh, this uses your energy in your inbox, or you could do gems. Oh, that's really nice, actually. I like that. That's a really good change. Today's patch, there wasn't there last night. Damn. That's a good change. What, is there anything else that came? Or is that it? So if I get my, oh wait, but yeah, I don't know if I would do the welcome gift code first. Because welcome gift, if it's gonna work on your account, it's gonna work on your account on the second day. So not using it on first day doesn't mean you're not gonna get it. And do you really want to wait for Pelops when he eventually drops? Imagine raids seem to be people reroll. This happens all the time, guys. People reroll. Every time there's a cool event like this, people reroll. It's not a new thing to them. They knew it was going to happen. Is raid 7 available now? No, I just tried it. I don't know when it's going to come out. Can I please what? It's like my 4th Indalia. Please, I just want to see gold once. I should be keeping track as to how many I've done. Okay, I'm making a new account. Hold up. Is there any way for me to keep, or like go back and see how many I've done? Oh, just one. That's all I ask. Because once I see one and know it's possible, then I'll be more ready to grind more. Okay, the count is almost done. Click that. I have one more button to click, and we're good to go. Launch. All right, we're good. They're going extremely fast today, or like compared to last night. Why are you or who are you rerolling for? Honestly, anyone. Ideally, I'm going to do a Keberon start. I already have a Keberon account that I will probably end up using, but if I get something on my own, we'll probably stick with whatever I get. But just in case I don't get anything that I'm happy with, there's like 6 characters that I'd be pretty pumped to get out of the pool. If not, there's like 6 or 8. But I going through with both of the Keberon and Pelops sounds super fun going through campaign because they pair together really, really well. You're doing Pelops 1, Pelops 2 for new accounts. That's what I should have done. What do you think about Dementha Corvus and Wixwell? I mean, that would be fantastic for setting up. Wait. No, it wouldn't. Hold on. Dementha's unkillable. No, that's going against what you're trying to do. So Wixwell he's an. I don't know if you technically call that unkillable clan boss team, because your Wixwell team is about extending your shield. Your idea is getting a shield on your team with Wixwell, and then Wixwell has shield extension. So if you can get enough buff extensions plus enough turns on Wixwell to extend the shield, you get to a point where you basically can't be killed. They just hit you and you have a shield the size of Narnia on, and you stay alive forever. Dementha is for an unkillable team, right? So she's going to be putting unkillable on? Can Dementha extend buffs? I'm not sure. I'm not sure Dementha's full kit. I just thought she was unkillable. I didn't know she was for both. If she extends buff too, then maybe that's it, but I don't think that was the point of her kit. I don't know Dementha though. I can go read her, and I get it. Potentially, if she does extend buffs, she could be an option. But guys, there's a rare that extends buffs that you could just go get from the first area of campaign. That would probably do the job. Dementha extends buff and block damage, not unkillable. Okay.
Excellent.
So would that be good then?
Behold, I fear you and
One had on the
this is what magic you have. Well done.
Okay.
The arrows above each enemy.
At this point, I almost intended to ask anyone PC that I can borrow it. Can I borrow your... Hey, can I borrow your PC so I can reroll an account on Raid Shadow Legends all day? You don't have to tell them why. Tell them you have a college paper due. And if you're 30, tell them you have a work email that you have to send that's going to take all day. I don't know. Block damage is useful too to start stacking shield higher early. Yeah, I mean, that is true. It'll if it's block damage, then it's not going to take away from your shield, so you get more time to get the initial shield built up. And it's gonna, I mean, it's gonna continually, it's not even just initial shield, it's just gonna keep putting it on there, and then your shield just keeps growing and growing because it's not taking damage. But yeah, I guess it'd be good. I've never done Unkillable Clan Boss team myself. Okay, I do Wixwell on one account, and I have Ninja Turtles on my other account, and then otherwise I just do new player, like Poison team. I'm doing the Narma, Xenomorph at CO, and that works really good. Just Poison Detonation. Okay, I need yours and chat's input. New player code for Narma plus Maria, Narma plus Cat, Narma plus Nodua. Go. New player code. Box. Are you asking which one you should start with of those 3 accounts? I potentially would go Naldua. I'd have to read her again. She was the newest fusion character, right? It was Naldua and Solanar were the 2 Valentine's Day ones. I potentially would go her. Sir, when I get Prismal Shard, level 11 is when it's supposed to pop up. Just watch what I'm doing and try to copy, basically. I've asked other people about the download issue, and apparently there's a cap you can do per day, so it probably goes against your IP address maybe, and that's why it isn't working. I'll probably hit the cap too soon then. I know that that's a thing because people have talked about theirs not working, but I feel like I've done like 5 bajillion of them, so. Yeah. But I'm still getting it. Mine's still working for now. But I mean, I'd imagine I'd have to be close to the cap. I've done a bajillion rerolls. So, if I get blocked and don't get a single legendary, I'm going to not be the happiest, say the least. I'll be a bit upset there. Would you be happier with Armand's? Armand's is insane. And yes, you get IP banned after a while. Use a VPN. Oh, okay. Well, I have to go set that. Can I do that while I'm streaming? If I get blocked, I probably will end stream and call it there for now until I get something else set up. Should I do different things too after level 11? Do arena and other things too? Yeah, if you're level 11 and it's still not popping up, go do one arena fight. Go do just anything. So people in Vulcan Discord have been rolling over 200 accounts not IP banned. Yeah, I don't know what's the cause of it then. I mean, there could be infinite factors in play. What you're using for your download, what browser you're using, what I don't know what else would matter there. Because they don't just track your IP when you download, like using a download link. They're tracking like your device ID too. So they might see so many on a one device ID maybe, and going off that too. Is rerolling illegal for Plarion? I mean, no. I mean, they don't want you to, I'm sure, but everyone's gonna do it. It's a gacha game. They expect it. People have done this forever. This is not a new. Every single time there's been an event, people reroll. It's level 12. I get a level 11. I'd stop at level 11 on every account. I've done like 30 at level 11. But technically, in every gacha, it's quote unquote not. You're not supposed to do it, but they just have to accept that people are gonna do it. I got Cabron on my first reroll. You're so cool. Such nice luck. Got away from Pelops. Not doing super raids. That was the first time I beat the stage, right? I'm supposed to be doing super raids. I thought that was the first time I beat the stage. You can't do super raids until you beat the stage once. Would you be happy with Armands? Yes, I would be happy with Armands though. I mean, Armand solves the arena. If you can get Armands, like you're pretty much set. Should I keep Armands and keep rerolling? I would. Armands would be fantastic. So one funny thing with Armands, he's gonna be he's a wave control for you for all content. You can bring him in Dragon Slayer, you can bring him in any different content that you need to control. My first Spider 25 team that I ever did was Armands. Because you can push back the Spider up to until you're in hard mode, and Even in, I don't know if you can push back in hard mode, but either way, Armon's got me to Spider 25 super early on my account, and then he also hard carries your PvP. So for Arena, he's going to hard carry you, and then actually once you get to level 50, if you pick him in live Arena and the opponent doesn't ban him, you're going to win early on. It's that free. I am Arena one fight and go back and nothing, and I got to level 12. Watch what I'm doing and see if there's anything that I've done that you haven't. Because once I get to level 11, I thought you hit gold, Yanma. I hit gold on my main account. Yanma, did you watch my newest summon video? Also, if you guys are new to the stream, if you're willing to subscribe to the channel, it would help out a lot. We got a bunch of subs yesterday. I'm going to be doing a series for the new account, so if you're going to be planning to play, you can compare my account to yours as we're going along. We could play together. It'd be fun. But if you're willing to subscribe, it helps a lot. And if you're willing to like the stream too, that helps. I gotta ask occasionally, because it's a kind of big deal. My mouse is dying. That's not good. You don't have to, obviously. You're just here for background noise. I get it. It's only 5 a.m. You can ping. There was no ping in Discord about a video. I don't ping my raid videos in Discord generally. I ping my main channel content in there, but I put the raid videos in the raid video category, but I don't ping it. Is Narma the best to reroll with? In my opinion, yes. I think Narma's the best character. Whatever Narma download link you can get is going to be solid. Like my favorite is having Narma plus Tagore. As long as you have those two characters, you're going to have a very easy progression throughout the game for basically every content. The only thing you'll struggle in is Arena, but you can find solutions to get through that. Corvus Extender is better with Wix? No. It's not really, no. I don't know how I said it like a million times. Corvus, trying to get the full like setup with Corvus and Wixwell extension takes a ton of legendary skill books to be proper turn order cycling to actually keep the shield up infinitely. Because your Wixwell's not going to I think he's on a 4-turn cooldown, and then Corvus is also a 4-turn cooldown, and they take a ton of books to get them down to 3-turn cooldown, and you do not have enough books as a new player. Now, if in 2 months, when you finally have enough books set up, then yes, it would be really good, but to get that set up, it's going to be very hard. That's why it is good, but it's just unrealistic as a newer player, new account, in my opinion, unless you're going to spend money. Should separate a new role for it so you can ping raid. I just don't know how to set. The problem is my Discord has 18,000 people in it, or somewhere 17, 18,000 people in it, and 15 or 16,000 of them join for Epic 7 / my other games, and raid is a newer endeavor in my Discord. So if I'm pinging everybody in there for raid videos, that's not ideal. And now that we have so many people in, well, was that level 11? Now that I have so many people already in there, I don't know how I go back and assign roles to the people already in the Discord. The only thing I can do is let you guys choose your own roles, and I'd have to set that up, and I know nothing about Discord. But yeah, the raid 7 code is not working yet. There's level 11. Okay. But yeah, we're still waiting for it. Did you get a new referral link? I have 2 referral links. They're pinned at the top of chat. If you want to join Discord, that link's at the top of chat. It's the first link. Second link is Narma download link, and third link is my new Worthier download link. I still prefer Narma, so that is what I'm going to advertise to you guys. But I can put the links in chat too. Give me 1 sec, because I have them. They're both in my raid download link section of. I have a section in Discord too. Give them a raid roll. Well, the problem is I don't know who all needs the raid roll. I don't know who's joined my Discord for what game. There's no way to separate it. So that first link right there is Narma. The second link right there is Worthier if you want to use either of those download links. It's not too difficult. I think it's more difficult than you're thinking, but it's doable. Bro, another ancient legendary I got, Walking Tomb Drang. Drang's HP burn. Wasn't he a fusion character as well? Drang's pretty good. I don't remember what all Drang has in this kit besides HP burn. I pulled him a long time ago on my main account, but I think I remember him being pretty solid champ. Okay. It doesn't have the free option down here now. So see, this one doesn't have free. And that's, I guess, because I didn't maybe claim my anniversary. And here it's not popping up. So I have to go try to get that to pop up. So I have to go into like a random stage or something in order to get that. How my life stay? Oh, crit rate. Oh, please be the account. Defense. Okay, it's attack, but I at least got crit rate. And HP defense is not the worst. And honestly, these pieces aren't the worst either. This is the account. We finally got it. Watch this. I can tell by the gear. The crit rate gloves seem like the hardest one to get out of all of them. Okay. So it hasn't popped up. I'll go do a arena fight. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked arena. Okay, doing arena fight's a mistake. This guy's gonna beat my... What in the world? Why do I have to fight this? Huh? I thought I fought like a bot. I can't even beat that team. My intro to arena team is too strong. That's the hardest team I've ever seen. You need to be level 12? No, you don't. Dude, I have done 30 accounts on stream at level 11. You do not have to be level 12. I've done 30 accounts on here. You do not have to be level 12. I promise. You can do it at level 11. Wait, who's the one with the other down link? One is Narma. The other character is Worthier. She's another super good legendary as well. It's just she doesn't bring as much to getting your early clan boss done as Narma does. But Worthier is extremely good. One of the better characters that have come up as well. Okay, I'm gonna. Last time I went and actually did the summon, it got to pop up. So let's just go in and rip the first two. And then I'll go, guys, I'll go to level 12 after this. See, it might, maybe some accounts do up to 12. That's insane. One epic out of, I don't know, 400. Still not there. Dang. Was it because I didn't click the passes? Oh, I did click the passes. Okay, I'll go to level 12. This one looks like it's gonna have to be level 12. 16 accounts so far. Only epics. You mean only rares? I did like, so you get 2 per, and if I've done 30 accounts, it's somewhere between 60 and 70 ancient shards for I've only seen 1 epic out of all of them. All right, there's level 12. There we go. Okay, well normally it works to level 11 for me. This one I had to hit 12. You know, they're sitting there right now. It's like, I told you it was level 12. I told you. Okay. Can I have some luck, please? I'm gonna have to get a counter on screen here shortly. I know Prism Shard Prism Shard pulls. While rerolling, I got Tholen from Ancient Shards. Is it good? Tholen's pretty good. I mean, if you got him from Ancient Shards, that's fantastic. Okay. 40 accounts, only epics? Oh, only epics on your prisms. I thought you were meaning only epics on your 2 other shards. I was gonna say, that's not a bad thing. Okay. I didn't even look at who I got. I just saw purple and looked away from the screen. I want to cry right now, but we're gonna move on. It's okay. On to the next. Give me 1 second. Okay, close out of that. I know if I click my Worthier download link instead of the Narma one, I'll get some banger now that I've done so many. And I want Narma. I do not want to do the Worthier. I'll try Worthier later. I just got the code thrown at me yesterday. I still want Narma. But eventually I'll try out Worthier at the start. We will not give up. We will not give up. Oh, I'm hurrying. Sorry, brothers. I use Corvus because he's faster. Send you a Discord message just so you know the pain I've been going through. Pure suffering. Is your PC just fully bricked now? Okay, we're back in. 7th anniversary. What's the farm method to level 12? I've just been going to stage 4 and then super rating on stage 4. And then I just beat it a couple times in a row and you get to level 12 relatively quick. I mean, we've been streaming for an hour and a half. I've probably done close to 10 rerolls already. That's pretty quick. Like, I go fast to stage 4 and put Super Raid multi-battle. Yeah, you don't have to use multi-battle. Or, I guess you could do that. I still think this is kind of fun. Rerolling is fun. Guys, if I were to think about this. Summoning in a video game is fun. If I were to have spent the money to summon, let's say I've done 30 accounts, how much money is 30 Prism shards? A lot of money. And I got to have the entertainment value of close to 100 ancient shards, which is about 100 ancient shards, about $100, and then 30 Prism shards is a couple $100. I got to do all that for free. I just had to spend my time to do it. That's the trade-off. You can either spend money or spend your time. 360 buckaroonie, yeah. So that's like close to $500 of free summons I got to do today. The dopamine. Who are you aiming for reroll? I have like 6 characters to be happy with. The one I want the most is it Keberon? Is that his name? I already forgot his name. The other Argonite character within the batch. Do you prefer Pelops over Twanrek? See, that's the thing I'm not sure. I think Pelops is going to be really fun. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Twanrek still may be better for just general progression early game. And obviously is always going to be good even late game. Pelops he's good. I just don't know how it's going to feel yet. We'll have to see. I feel like Pelops will help me get a higher clan boss damage faster. And that's the only thing I care about on a new account. But we'll have to see. It's fun if you're on PC. Dude, you're so bummed out about being on your phone. It's so funny. I'm sorry you're on your phone. Like everything I say, well, it would be fun if I was this. Some people aren't having fun on PC either. They can't even download the game anymore.
Well done.
If you're on phone, reroll each to killing your soul a little bit, your phone's probably gonna explode too. So I actually ruined a phone from playing a gacha game before because the farming on the game would like overheat your phone, and I just left it. If holy stutter, I need to sleep. If you ever leave your phone on and it's super hot, you can get screen burn. So the farming stage of what I was doing in the game was burnt into my screen. If I was on anything else on my phone, it had like the burnt in picture of Epic 7 Wyvern farming. I had that phone for like 6 months after I destroyed it, basically.
This is where you can view each.
I did not want to get a new phone. I knew I'd end up ruining the next one too. My phone used to get so hot playing Epic 7, actually, thinking back. The game was permanently farming. Yeah, Epic 7 was permanently farming Wyvern for like 4 years. Now it's finally doing different stuff, but yeah, my phone went through some damage. I think I went through like 4 phones through the life of Epic 7, which is crazy. See people get legendary for Prism give me depression. I've been watching it all day. I haven't gotten anything. We'll be fine. Have you still not gotten anything erotic? I just called you erotic. Exotics? Holy balls. I'm doing my best. Erotic. Is the raid 7 code active? I'm just rerolling the prisms for now, and then if I get anything good, then we're just gonna hold off until the code's active, and then we'll grab Pelops and get moving. Okay. Best leg to get from the prism. I mean, I can go over a couple. Most people are saying Wixwell's the best because he pairs well with Pelops. But otherwise, Newt's always super good. I'll go back in before we do the summon, and I'll do like a quick overview of what I think's the best. There's 6 characters that I like a lot. 6 or 8. But every character in there is good, by the way. If you get any legendary, you're in a pretty good spot. I didn't grab him. I try to keep the same routine for each roll and not get it down. Okay. Raid looks more PV focused than E7. It is. That's the big reason I like Raid so much. If I want to play PvP, I would go play Epic 7. But for PvE and just having some kind of goal of progression, Raid's just better. It has long-term goals. It has a bunch of free, cool characters to work toward. Epic 7 doesn't have any of that. Epic 7, you go and you beat the game in 2 weeks and you're done. And you play PvP. That's it. And then you farm endlessly for gear for PvP. Raid, you have to farm for gear for PvE, build characters for PvE. They're both great games, but it's just this is the one that I'm more interested in currently because I've played enough PvP in that game. Now there is a new balance patch coming to Epic 7 that I am excited. I will play quite a bit. That comes next week. But for right now, it's the end of the RTA season. I'm in Masters. I'll get my skin. I'm happy. And once the new things come, maybe I'll try to push a little bit next season if I'm having fun. But the chance of me actually enjoying it past just playing it for a week, like truly enjoying it. Like I have fun. When I play RTA, you can go watch my live streams. I had a lot of fun, but if I play too long, I don't have fun anymore, I guess is the way to say it. Can you explain to someone with very low experience what you're doing, why reroll and how? So rerolling is starting a new account from scratch, going in, getting the free rewards at the beginning, which are summons. You use your summons, see if you get anything good. If you don't, then you delete the account, log out of the account, whatever, make a new account, try it again until you get something good. That's the idea of rerolling. And the how to do it is, well, I kind of explained that in that too. So the whole idea here is I'm getting in, getting to level 12 or 11. I'm getting to level 11, and then I get the summons, and then I try it. So I just go in, level up the account to get the rewards, and try to do it. You try to do it as fast as possible. Is Dragonbane good or Saltus? Yeah, Saltus Dragonbane is good. Like I want to do 2-key UNM, 1-key Nightmare, 1-key Brutal. That's really hard to keep up with. Trying to make sure you do 4 keys every day. If you can use 3 of your keys, you're doing great. Because you can't even do 4 keys every day. It's 1 every 6 hours. So every other day, you're going to be 1 key behind. But it is very hard to keep up with doing that many keys, especially if you can't quick battle. It takes a lot of your day away. I tried it for a while using every single key, and I got to a certain point where I wake up, I use my 2 keys, and then 6 hours later, I'll use the other key, and then I don't touch clan boss again until the other 2 keys reset. And some days I only use 2 keys. Actually, a lot of days I only use 2 keys. Agreed, blonde woman with traffic plate in E7 makes deal with PvP. Blonde woman with traffic plate. Blonde woman. Is that Lady of the Scales? I'm guessing. That would be my guess as who that is, but there's so many in there now. Blonde lady with traffic plate. Boss Arunca? Is that maybe who you're saying? I don't know what staff thing she has. You think there's going to be a new link, or should I just start? No, whatever new links are, I don't see anybody getting a new character for a while. Like no new crazy download link of at least like a legendary. If they do, Vulcan, or if there was one coming, Vulcan would have it already. So I would just start now. Yeah, so you're Arunca. I was trying to think who are the most annoying characters and who has a traffic sign. I guess Boss Arunca is kind of like a stop sign. Can't get your Narma code to work anymore. Nothing shows up, but other codes are currently working. I feel like I'm cheating on you. You're good. Guys, if you ever have downloaded through my link, I appreciate it. It helps me, but you use whatever works. If something's not working, I'm not gonna blame you for it. You know, I make new player guides, and then the amount of people that download from X other creator and they're like, wait, I need a guide on how to play, and then they find me after, and then they try to follow whatever guide I'm doing with the characters they have. It works. Not everybody has to use my link. But if you did, I appreciate you. My goal is to get people into the game. Like, whether you use my link or not, I want to actually show what this game has to offer. That's what the focus of my content generally is. What are the odds for Lego? How many counts are you playing a reroll? I've done like 30 something now, and the odds are 6%. So I should have mathematically gotten 1 at least, close to 2 now, based off those rates, but I have not gotten any. Is there an easy way to tell which summons would be good, or experience the only way to tell? Experience is really the only way to tell. You can check ratings on characters, but ratings in game aren't great. You can go to Hell Hades, they have better ratings there. Level 12. Okay. Well, we're level 12 this one. Don't worry. Maybe it'll work right away. It did work right away. Nice. Except I have to click through all this crap now. Okay. Ray looks more PvP focused. Like we're... Oh, also one really bad thing about new accounts though, guys, is they took away the silver pack. So making a new account right now, it's going to be... You're going to feel the pain trying to level up your artifacts. It's going to be bad. This was how it used to be. You used to not have the silver pack early game. It's 7 million silver that you lose out on. I don't know why they took it away. It's actually really crappy that they took that away during anniversary. So going through a new account, you will run into some speed bumps based off that. Okay, I don't need to click that anymore. We're good to go. That is one of the things I'm most worried about, new people getting into the game right now. All right, let me catch up on chat and we'll rip the summons. So I have the overheating problem. I would put my phone in the freezer floor and switch position every 15 minutes. I didn't have a freezer close by. You did 3 accounts, you got Armand's, and 3 accounts, I hate you. Armand's on one, Sanguine stock on the free Prism pool. I mean, Armand's would be my top pick out of those. At my 100th reroll without a Lego just a bit ago, if I go to 100 with that one, wait, gear removal is free now? Yes, Raid, that's one of the big updates from, I think that was last year, is free gear removal. You don't have to spend anymore. Use your link for 8 rerolls now. Well, thank you. The Thorian has been sent to the Shadow Realm. Obviously, I got the Legendary I got on my main free-to-play account from the Prism. Wait, you sent Thorian to the Shadow Realm? Why? Scorpion or Baraka? Oh, you're talking Mortal Kombat. Well, Mortal Kombat fit in Rage Shadow Ledge. A lot of people like the idea of it. I missed the Ninja 7-day login event, tons of silver and a free 5-star. I wish they would go back and do one of those again. Is Corvus and Pele a good start, or just stay with Pele? Or Pelop? Or you're just saying Pelops. Corvus Pelops? I mean, you can do both. I mean, one's a promo code, one's a download link character. They're going to be good together. People are asking, do I think Narma would be better? And I do think that. Hey, Gallic right away. But either one's going to be fantastic. Gosh, man. Ooh. Okay. Everything is fine. I'm making a new account. I'm not getting frustrated. Everything is fine. Right? Everything is fine. We will get it. So one big thing for me is I used to shiny hunt Pokemon, and this is probably the closest thing to shiny hunting Pokemon that I felt is rerolling on gacha games. And we're back. Okay, get back on chat. Oh, want a beginner promo code with Predator? Beginner promo code with Predator. They're never gonna have that. But hey, what's up, Logan? Morning, Didi. Anything good this morning? Nope, not at all. Not at all, brother. 20 level, no Prism poop. I don't know how to help you. I do not know how to help you while while on stream. You should have it. It is there in some way that you can grab, I think. Trogan Allure worth keeping or go for gold? Trogan Allure? I mean, those are two solid epics. That's up to you. I mean, I would hold, if you're gonna go for more, maybe hold that account as the one you'll take if you don't get anything else. When does the promo code go live for the fusion character? We're not sure. We're waiting on it. Why is Narma better than Corvus? I've seen mixed thoughts as a new player. I don't know who to listen to. Everyone's gonna have their own experience with the different characters. I have a video on it where I go more into the difference between the two characters. If you go to my raid channel, it's one of the more recent videos I've uploaded, and you can hear my full thoughts on both characters. They're both great, and different people are going to say a different opinion of it, but here's my way to tell which is better. So Vulcan just made a new link. Vulcan is pro beginner. All right, he is very optimized early game, and he made a Narma download link as his most recent link for the new event. That should tell you right there, Narma is a go-to. Narma's the one to take. Because Vulcan, it's like his goal is to get as far as possible within a short period of time on a new account, and Narma, if he chose her, I think that's a very big sign that Naldoa hits like a truck. I haven't seen anything with Naldoa yet. What is my favorite champion? Probably a Thorian. I used to always say a Thorian. Thorian Wallmaster. He was okay. My favorite champion, mythical, or like favorite to play is Lazarius. Lazarius is super fun, but if I had to do it, legendary.
Excellent. You
I feel like I'm forgetting a champ that I use a lot.
behold.
I don't know. I have to pull up my main account and go through.
This is where
But there has to be somebody I'm forgetting that I like a lot.
the arrows
What about the Predator? I actually didn't get Predator on my main account. I forgot to buy him, actually. I don't know how I forgot to buy him. He-Man's pretty fun. I did buy He-Man. Yo, what's up, Deity? How's the rerolls going? What's up, Devsy? They're going okay. Yeah, Narma is good for clan boss overall, but if we're doing this and I'm aiming for Wixwell, that buff extent is tempting. Yeah, I mean, the buff extension would be, I mean, it's good. Either one you want to do. I'm going with Narma, and you guys will see. You can play alongside me. Like, if I'm gonna upload videos of my progress over the next few days, and you can see what your account's looking like in comparison. And we'll learn. Maybe Corvus is better. Maybe I'm missing something that
your champ. This is where you
will be crazy, but I'm pretty sure based off everything, Narma is going to be the faster progression short term. And that to me is super value. The more days I'm hitting higher clan boss, for every day I'm hitting higher clan boss, that's insane value to me. You got the bonus Prism level 11. That's when you're supposed to get it. It's level 11. Just run 2 Valeries to buff extend. That's what I've been saying. There's a rare that buff extends. Then you can have Narma, who puts more poisons on than Corvus. And puts poisons on passively too. She's just better, guys. And she puts decreased attack by herself. Corvus, does Corvus have decreased attack? I think. Does he have it on his? He has it on skill 1. Or is now I'm forgetting. I have a video on it. That's all I can say. I give my opinion on both characters and why. It's on his A1. Okay, that's what I thought. So I am currently using Narma, Corvus, Theodore, Donatello, and one other character. I don't remember who, but I'm using a full poison team right now for hard 10 dragon. My main, I just made it because it sounded fun. And see, like Corvus not having activation is very hard for me to like him that much. Activation's so good. Because whenever, like, I have a video up that Narma activated poisons and Dragon Slayer for like, it was 9.6 million damage. Which Ezio could do that too, so. But having both 2 different activators, pretty fun. But if you want to start with Corvus and you think that's a good idea, start with Corvus. You will have a good time regardless. Because they're both crazy champs. Wait, I didn't get the anniversary pack. I don't think it popped up. Okay, dude, you're awesome. So Tuha for Narma start, somebody else and why? So Tuha would be the general Narma start, but we're getting a new promo code character today at some point. It might be out now. I need to check again, but we're getting a new one today. Did you hear the Pelops promo code drama? Apparently the guy who did the anniversary page did it with AI, and the AI made the code. A mod in Discord said they just started working on it. Wait, so wait, is it not going to be active today? I've heard from my sources that it was active today. I heard from my Discord, also separate source. My sources are like raid. And then, so they said it's active today. And then my Discord, they're pretty good sources too. They also said active today. There is 80 free Prism. 80 free Prism, where? So it should be active today. I fixed it back to the grind. Hey, you got it? Nice. The screenshot I sent you is what I'll be doing all day. I'll check it out in a little bit. Is the Raid 7 Pelops code used for the first promo code champion thing? And if I use another code for another champion? Yeah, so the code you enter, you can only get 1 legendary. So the way Raid works is you can use a creator's download link. When you do that, you'll start with a legendary champion. Generally, some don't have legendary, but most creator links, you'll have some kind of legendary, and as you level up your count, you're going to get some epic champions. But if you are, well, okay, that is the first one. That's the download link. Then once you're in the game, as long as you're not on an iPhone, you can go and enter a promo code, which I'll show in just a second. I forgot to activate Super 8, but you can enter a promo code. And if you do that on a brand new account, in the first 72 hours, you have 72 hours to decide which one you want to use, and you can only use 1 legendary promo code. Then from there, you can enter the general promo codes. There's a couple, actually, we haven't really had a lot of promo codes lately. But there's a handful of general codes you can use that do not give you characters. One does, it's welcome gift, it gives you a 3-star, that's pretty solid. But outside of that, you only get one legendary. That's what you have to pick. And that's what we're talking about. This Pelops character that's coming, he is the newest promo code champion. He's currently the fusion in the game too for older players. But that is the way starting a raid account works, how to get the maximum value of champions. There's also a couple extra things you do. There's a character called Madame Saris that you can go and try to get her if you want to look that up. She's a free epic void champion, pretty solid, but I could never get it to work for myself. So I tried to avoid telling other people about it so they don't get bummed out that they couldn't get it. What do you think of Edward Kenway? I'd have to go read his kit again. I tried to summon him and I read it, but if I don't get a character, it's really hard for me to remember what they do because I don't have the test server access. I can't go test things out. I have to just read it and then I don't get to play with it. And if I don't get to play with it, I can't learn it. I mean, if I could remember, but I do not. I'd have to go read them. What's your dream collab that you want Raid to collab with? Oh, the banger topic, by the way. Raid collab. What's the best collab? For me, Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings would break this game. It fits. Just the general Lord of the Rings, even a Hobbit collab. I prefer Lord of the Rings first and do a Hobbit collab later. But the amount of people that would come to play Raid because it is the fantasy style game for Lord of the Rings collab, it's got to be the best. I don't know another thing I could think of that's better. I like Game of Thrones a lot too, so seeing a Game of Thrones collab would be pretty cool. Not that one wouldn't be as hyped, but I mean we have the new series that's out. We're getting new House of Dragons season in June, and we just had the new HBO series, or they're all on HBO. What is it? Knight of Seven Kingdoms. I liked it. It was pretty good. Those are my two though. I would like Lord of the Rings and then Game of Thrones. Final Fantasy would be pretty cool. Warhammer would be pretty cool. Star Wars. How does Star Wars fit in this? R2D2? R2D2 is part of the Argonauts faction. Like, where does he fit? Mortal Kombat collab would be pretty cool. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z doesn't fit, does it? I could not imagine having a Dragon Ball Z character in Raid. I mean, we have Ninja with blue hair, I guess, but I don't know. Lord of the Rings is the best. I've never seen someone with something that changes my mind of Lord of the Rings collab. Mortal Kombat would be really cool though. Thundercats, probably. I mean, He-Man was there. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, true. But so I don't know. We're already done with this. That's so fast. Oh, we're not done with it. It's gonna be the glitched one because this took longer to pop up. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, we're gonna have to go to level 12 for this one probably. Shadows of Mordor character would be crazy. True. Lord of the Rings is just iconic. And with how well it fits with this game, but any Lord of the Rings series, I would just prefer a basic Lord of the Rings collab to start. Just Gimli plus Legolas plus all that. Like, you can't go wrong with everybody. You can't tell me people wouldn't be extremely hyped. Like, I have people in my regular life that would probably download and play Raid if there was a Lord of the Rings collab. Because a lot of the games that have Lord of the Rings collabs, they're not the best of games, typically. Oh, it already popped up. Nice. I just had to click a couple times. Okay. That was fast. Here we go. Oh, I've been talking way too much. I recorded like 4 or 5 videos yesterday, streamed for 6 hours. I've been talking for like 10 hours of the last little bit I've been awake. So give me 1 second here. I probably should go get some water. Let me pick these two. One of Gimli's skill tossed me. Oh. I mean, Horfreeze is pretty good. Finally an epic, though. All right, now progressive rate up, though. Now we get Geo. They could Halloween one with Castlevania was a good one, too. That is one that you guys brought up in the past I thought was really good. How about One Piece? There's a new series that follows House Stark after the Song of Fire. Wait, when's that coming out? Wait, Harmless Bush. When is that Game of Thrones coming out? Sir Humpty Dumpty was a good egg. That's basically what the new thing was. Don't see why they don't allow that the servers are separate so that the issue with Raid opening in test server for everyone. I don't get it. I don't know, because a lot of people would just play on the test server. God of War, that was one of the other really good ideas that you guys came up with last time we talked about it. What was my favorite powerful champion? We just talked about that. Lazarius was my favorite champ in the game. And that's just because I pulled him. Uga, really, you get more for a higher level player. Another free 40 Prism for high level player. That's what I thought I saw. Are you sure you have to buy it? Where are you seeing this? Because I logged into my main account yesterday. Hey, it's Gimli. I just summoned Gimli. Speaking of him, he's already in the game. I guess that's why they didn't do a Lord of the Rings collab. Because this is literally Gimli, isn't it? One of the... God, my throat is... Jeez. One of the latest Game of Thrones projects coming out as a play. Sometimes it gets talked about like it's going to be a show. Doesn't have an axe. It has a hammer. Pretty close. Alright, can we get gold this time? Oh, it's lagging. I like lag. Lag is usually good in video games. Guys, lag was not good in video games. Why is that, man? How many do I have to do? How many do I have to do to see one? I just want one. You need to hit level 11 to 12, yeah. But just one? Alright, make a new account. Screen's gonna be black for a second. We're doing our best here. Bob. Alright. And there we go. Are good to go. At least they're fast, okay? I was trying to reroll on a game like a month or so ago, and it was like a 45-minute reroll for each one. Granted, it wasn't one summon, but... Is pop-up code still not live? I don't think so. I can try it on this run. But I don't think so yet. How to claim free 40 Prism Shard? Just watch the stream for 10 minutes. You'll see the process for it. You have to get it to pop up, and you need to be level 11. Check the chat, Kuro. What chat? Any consolation? Yeah, I popped the free Prism in 30 in my ult so far, and I got one Lego.
I think I'll pass on this.
That's pretty good rates compared to what I'm getting. Who's your favorite login champ? Favorite login champ?
Well shot.
I've only been playing Raid for 2 years, guys. I'm coming up on 2 years of playing. So favorite login champs from when I've been playing. I mean, Ninja is the best. Ninja would be my best login champ. Alice. I like Alice a lot. She's cool character design. Xenomorph. I do like Xenomorph a lot too. Michelangelo. I have a Ninja Turtles account. I made a new account for the Ninja Turtles collab, and I spent $3,000 in a month. I think it was. That account is insane, by the way. But it's just a side account that I have. It does clan boss and stuff for my clan. Might be Michelangelo. I love Ninja Turtles. Like when they announced a Ninja Turtle collab, I was like, great. There goes my wallet. Turtle power. It was so. That was the most fun time I've had on Raid though, is going through and making that account. I got all the Ninja Turtle characters. I got Shredder, April, all the 4 turtles, got their souls, and that account is cracked. The count at 1 month old was stronger than my 1.5 year old count. That's how strong the Ninja Turtles were. What do you think of DC collab? DC? What do you mean DC collab? Like the DC comics? What characters would they bring? It all comes down to who do they decide to bring from the DC universe. Somebody said One Piece earlier. Have you? Yeah, I still have not gotten a legendary yet. Somebody said One Piece earlier for a collab. I'm not a. I just don't think any actual anime fits with this game. Ninja Turtles, like cartoonish, works, but anime, I just don't see it. We haven't had any, right? Monster Hunter would be the closest anime thing we've had. Ninja Turtles, it's animation, but it's not. Wait, how many Gmails you created? It's so fast. I'm not making an email. It doesn't make me make an email for it. These are like, I guess, guest accounts, and then if I get something I want, I'll link an email to it, but it doesn't have an email link to it while I'm playing right now. Like when I close out of the account, it says if you log out, this account's lost forever. So the idea is I'm just going to, till I get something, then I'll enter the email for it and link it. We desperately need a Judge Judy collab. Is she still alive? I used to watch that when I got home from school all the time. My shows when I got home from school. I had Seinfeld, Jerry Springer. I do remember watching Jerry. Reba. There was a show called Reba about Reba McEntire and her family. I used to watch that sometimes getting home from school because that was all that was on. I had like 5 channels. How old do you guys think I am? Those guys that don't know me, hold up. I have the beard going right now. Maybe you guys will actually guess my age. But when I was growing up, I had 7 channels on my TV, and there was not a lot to watch. 28, 30, 34, 31? Oh no, I must look old as shit now. I used to ask that question, and everyone would say 22. 28, okay, I'm 31, okay. It'll take a second. You guys are a little behind. So you guys are pretty close. So the beard helps a lot with my actual age. Because when I don't have, or I wouldn't even call it a beard, but facial hair, helps me look a little bit older. But for the longest time, I still get ID'd for anything I do. Okay, what was I doing? Grabbing the attack set, putting it on Kale, one step at a time. Narma has not popped up yet. Okay, and the anniversary did not pop up yet. Fine. Hi, what's up, official Maggie Gordon? Soul Collar would be pretty cool. Bro, I may need to find a local ERM doctor to keep me awake to keep rolling at this rate. Can't even see. Well, you can see. This is the secret sauce. I haven't slept in who knows how many hours. This is all you need. 61. Damn, halfway to 31. I'm about to be 32. My birthday is... I'm halfway to 32, I'd say. DC collab, Wonder Woman, Batman, Lobo, Ivy. That'd kind of fit. Dude, Batman and Raid. That'd kind of be funny. I don't mind that, actually. I'd like that more than Superman. Soul Calibur, I do like. You go with the plus email. That works, too. For some people, it makes you enter the email. For me, it's not making me, so I haven't been entering them. How do you reroll accounts? Or do you mean the process of making the new account or the process of in the account rerolling? If you're the process, just watch the stream for 10 minutes. It takes like 10 minutes per reroll. You can watch the full process. Talk about making the account. You log out. No, back it up. All right, my voice is getting super dry. Vermin Lord is very good PvP. Yeah. Is this the best time to reroll? There's certain periods like this that happen like every 6 months. There's an okay time to reroll. This was just a really good pool of characters to do it. I think it's around Christmas we had a decent chance to reroll. You could make an account and get an ancient or a sacred shard right when you made your account. That's the last reroll I remember. I don't remember if that was this Christmas. I think it was last Christmas. It was 2024 Christmas. But these events happen occasionally, but not often. So when they happen, if you want to make a new account and have some fun for a while, Witcher is a good collab. I just saw that Witcher would be great. Bleach would be cool in Raid. I don't think Bleach fits, man. I don't think actual anime fits into Raid. Maybe they've never done it, have they? It would be smart though, because the thing is, Raid is very separated from the general gacha game community. I mean, it's hated on by some people for dumb reasons, like they advertise too much, and if that's justified, I guess. But it's usually not the actual gameplay of the game. It's just either how the game looks or that they advertise. It's the main complaints I hear. And if they added like actual anime style collab, like they collab with another game, if they collab with Fate Grand Order, it'd be over. It'd be so funny. That's like the holy grail of collabs for the anime universe. That'd be the funniest thing. I don't know if you guys know what Fate Grand Order is, but it's one of the most successful gacha games ever, actually. Kingdom anime is very good. Have I seen that? They need to also make Raid 7 finally work. They're working on it. It'll be active. TMNT and He-Man are the anime collabs, but those to me are cartoon. It's animation, but that would be like considered in the West cartoon. But Mortal Kombat's good. When does Ezio login end? I think it's like May. It lasts for a while. I was shocked. It says on the front, on the screen, if you go open the Ezio login, it says how long it's active for, and I think it's May. It's a long way away. I could not believe it lasts that long. Saltus Dragonbane? What about Saltus Dragonbane? You typed it twice. What about him? What do you need to know? I don't even know what he does off the top of my head right now. Oh, characters do too much in Raid, and there's too many of them. Okay, I can go read them again. I know he's defense scaling. I remember that part. Berserk collab would work. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure there's some that would work. Raid XE7, that ain't gonna work, buddy. Guys, for me, full free pull appeared on 13. The earliest it'll appear is 11 that I've seen, and then from anywhere past that, it just depends on. Sometimes you get like it has a lag or something, and maybe it's pack RNG depending on what pops up. But and you wait, you got Nut? Congrats. I am jealous. I would like to see any legendary. Some said in Discord the Raid 7 was AI generated by IDK. Oh well. I heard from my actual Raid people. Like, so this, like, my channel here is a sponsored channel. Like, it is a, like, it's sponsored, okay? So, the people that I talked to directly talked to Raid, and I heard from them about the code. They brought, or like, they said something about it. So, I'd assume it's real. If it's not real and they got bamboozled, we're all doomed. I'll never trust information from anyone ever again. Good morning, Crazy. What's up, Bacon Wafers? I stopped at 20 reroll last night with Glacia, thinking of keeping her. I mean, that's pretty good. Or, wait, Glacia. You're talking about... Okay, I don't want to exit out of this. What level was I? Apparently, I just found out about it a few hours ago. I cannot think of a better collab than Lord of the Rings. There isn't one. Lord of the Rings is the best collab for Raid Shadow Legends. It is. I don't care what you say. It's the best collab. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan ever either. I know Lord of the Rings. I watched it a bunch, especially growing up. But like, I'm not obsessed with it. But it is the best. There's nothing else. Spider-Man, Marvel. I mean, I guess they could collab with that. I think DC would be a better collab than Marvel. The new female Argonite is the one I stopped with. She's a 4-star. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, she seems kind of fun. I pulled her, so I did 3 rerolls off stream and I pulled her. Okay, I went to level 12, and I'm gonna have to go even further, I think, because you have to claim the 7th anniversary pack early, or it usually glitches. It did not for me this time, though. Nice. I have to click through all this. Okay, we're to the summon. Alright, can I also, I'm going to ask again, if anybody is willing to sub to the stream, or sub to the channel, helps me out. I'm going to be streaming my progress going through this account, and I'll be making videos as well. You don't have to sub, obviously, but this is what the streams are going to be. Well, it'll be actually playing the game and progressing and not re-rolling, but I'll do my summons that we get along the way. And I probably will spend a little bit on this account too. I don't think I'll do it free to play. I usually like to spend a little bit just because like the $15 pack at the beginning's really value. And getting an extra 6-star, I don't know, I can do more in a shorter period of time. So I do like spending a little bit. I'll try not to go as crazy this time around, like the Ninja Turtles event. I'll spend within like a budget, but yeah, if you're willing to subscribe, the whole point of this, I would appreciate it. And also liking the stream helps out a ton. I'm trying, okay, so this is like, I've been doing the raid stuff for a while, and my channel's doing okay, but this is like the time. I love this game, and let's say in the future, like this isn't a sponsored channel. I don't have that going anymore. I'd like to still have this channel be doing well, or at least doing well enough to where I can put the time aside from doing my other like content that I do, and have it be worth it. So. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I am so tired. It's bad. I don't even know what I talked about 4 seconds ago. Okay. Is there any characters you guys want me to look at? Can I like take a break and read a character or two? Would Spider-Man rare or legendary champion? Spider-Man would be legendary, huh? Like I said, a few hours, not ages, considering you can do all dungeons. We need a daily... Dude, the daily silver pack would be nice. You just pulled new from Prism Shard. Congrats. That's huge. And that wouldn't be the first mistake. Raid every day. Oh, Raid makes mistakes all the time. That's normal. Lord of the Rings just collab with Summoners War. Yeah, that's what made me think of it, because I didn't know Lord of the Rings collab with anything. And then Summoners War is pretty close to Epic 7, the other game I play. So I saw that and I was like, Raid would do very well. Like, very, very well with the Lord of the Rings collab. I would be pretty pumped for it. Okay, here we go. Lord of the Rings just collab with Summoners War. I wouldn't believe that the code was AI made and they had no idea about it and only found it a few hours ago. Guys, they did this exact same thing last year. So I agree with you, though, Dapper Drifter, is with the new code. Nicholas Rodriguez, welcome out, by the way. Good to see you. Berserk Anime. Berserk Anime would probably be one of the better animes. You were right on that earlier. For Narmastar, I'm doing Narmastar. Hi, DD. I found a good Lego. On which level do I need to stop before, and how many hours do I need to wait to be forced to pick up a starting code? So you have 72 hours. You have 72 hours for whenever you start an account before you can use a before the cutoff limit of using your starting promo code for whatever legendary. So if you start right now, today's Thursday, you have all the way until Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I guess technically, right? Sunday before this time to enter whatever promo code you want to use for your starting legendary. You don't have to be under level 15 either. You can try to do that if you want to be safe. I just did this. I made a Turvold account on stream. We were playing it before they announced this Pelops thing and all the new cool stuff came out. I used the Turvold promo code 50 something hours into a new account, and the account was level 24 and it still worked. So I didn't have any issues with going past level 15. And it didn't have to be... What do you think of Armand's? Armand's is insane. Okay. Any characters you guys want me to look at real quick on this too? We'll cover it. I have to pee as well. I heard people saying issues past 48 hours. Not all of them though. Hey, it might not work. That's the thing. Maybe I got lucky on mine and it ended up working. So be safe if you're going to do it. Don't wait too long, and maybe don't progress too far, because the thing is you probably want to go through the game with Pelops anyway if you're using them. It's going to be fun. Armand's is insane, though, by the way. He is going to be insane. Do you do account takeovers? I'm not. So here's the problem. Okay, I've been playing Raid. Okay, Armand's, let me one thing at a time. Armand's is absolutely insane, super good for Arena, and you can use them in a lot of just general content. He's going to be great in Doom Tower, pushing through the different stages, because you can wave control, as well as I used him personally on my main account to get through Spider's Den. I didn't have any HP burn champions, but I had him, and he just... If you build him fast enough, he can just keep the opponent from ever moving to where you can just beat the boss with general damage. And he's extremely good in everything. Like, if you check his ratings, he's going to be pretty high in just about all content. So he's fantastic. Bro needs to take a piss. I do have to pee. And then let me go. I'll be gone in like I go to the bathroom really quick. So let me go pee super fast. I'll be back. We'll do the summon. I'll start. Hopefully we get legendary. Then I don't have to start anyone. If you check the event news by Fusion on Raid, it is coming out today. Yeah, that's what I saw it in my actual Raid. Raid 7 not working yet, guys. Give it another hour or so. Don't go past level 15. This isn't Naked and Afraid, the Raid episode. You want it to be? Wait, D, do you have a Pelops already? No, Pelops is not out yet. Guys, best stunner ever, he is. And when I come back, we'll do a summon. If there's any character on here, if you're newer or curious of my opinion of it, we can go over it. Lastly, you asked if I do account takeovers. I'm not that confident within Raid. I know the game pretty decently, but the idea of the other people that play the game could give you better advice than me. Like, I don't know who all does account like overviews and stuff. I could try. I always say this. I could try to do one, and I got through the game just fine, and I have helped quite a few other people. But the problem is when you have too many characters, I get overwhelmed. I don't know how helpful I'd be, but I could do a couple, and I would get better at it as I did some. So maybe I do a couple test ones. But I'm gonna pee, come back, do the summon, and then we'll keep going. Okay, sorry, we're back. I apologize, I tried to be fast. Raid 7, work or no? We'll try it after this, but I don't think it's working quite yet. The first time I faced an Armons, it felt, oh, dude, trying to find Armons in Arena as a new player, you're doomed. I mean, Pelops can't be stunned, though. I mean, his turn meter can be stolen. All right, please be legendary. One. Nope. Did you get Leonardo? Yeah, I have all the turtles. I have all the turtles on. Well, I have 2 of the turtles in my main, and then I have everything from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab on my other account, my turtle account that I play. I've got a lot of Tagors. Okay, let's make a new account real quick. 12 seashells, so far 0 legendaries. Oh, I should have kept track because it would have made it funnier. You guys, for some reason, the more suffering you go through, it is more enjoyable for the viewer. So I should have kept track, but it's a little too late for that. If I go and count how many I did last stream, I guess I could figure it out pretty easy, but that sounds like a lot of work. All right, give me 5 more seconds. Open up. And we're good to go. And there we go. Eyes, close out of that. Okay. 0-18 rolls has been rough. I'm at about 30 to 35, I think. 30, about 15 siege across all accounts, level 14 and nothing yet, Chris Payat. Sometimes it takes a little bit to pop up. It will work. If you're on a new account, even no matter what, it's going to work at some point. Somebody said you get 40 more Prism shards if you're on an older account. Is that true? That's what I originally thought too. Did anybody else that has a higher level account, did you get any extra Prism shards today or no? Got my first Lego after 75.
Where did you learn that?
That sucks. Maybe you're just, I was about to say, maybe you're just bad at rerolling. I can't say that or else I'm definitely not getting anything. What do you think of Assassin's Creed? So here is the sad part. That's part of why I didn't do a ton of content during Assassin's Creed in comparison to the Ninja Turtles is I never played Assassin's Creed. I never did. My brother, I watched him play it a little bit, but I never myself played through the games or know anything about the stories, so I wasn't super excited for the collab. I'm not a big story game person, and isn't Assassin's Creed very heavily story oriented? Like, I couldn't even pronounce Ezio's name. I called him Ezio or something whenever it came out. I had no idea. I know Assassin's Creed is super cool, but I haven't ever played it, so it sucks. I wish I would have. Ezio? What, his name's Ezio, right? How many? I might still be saying it wrong. I thought I was saying it right. I don't know.
So be it.
Oh, I plan on doing this game when I get home for another 6 hours. Well, hopefully you don't have to do it that long. Does rerolling mean he has to start a new account each time and he has new emails every single time? No, I'm not doing new emails every time. But it is a new account each time. Someone in chat, if you want to answer, I appreciate it. I'm new in game, under 20 days playing. Some people say you need a lot of resources to make fusion. It's impossible for someone new. It's mostly about the summons. You can get just about enough free everything else as long as you fully keep up with the game. It's just you need a decent stockpile of summons. So if you have no sacred shards, yellow shards on your account, you probably shouldn't go for it. Well, if you're not willing to spend money, if you have no summons right now, you should not go for it. You will not finish it. Unless you get super lucky. Because that's the thing, you could be completely ill-equipped to do a fusion and do a couple summons and get super lucky and you're able to finish it because you summoned one of the fusion characters. I have had that happen before. I wasn't going to do a fusion, I did a summon session, I got 2 of the epics in the session, and I just like, whatever, I guess I'll do finish the fusion up. Do you have to make a new email account without another email? No. Whenever I'm doing this, it doesn't even ask me for an email. The account's downloaded and I'm logged in on Player and Play, and then if I were to get anything, then I'd go into the Player and Play settings and attach an email to it. So I don't have to enter an email for any of the accounts. Whenever I go to, like, I have the download links up above, so again, my 2 download links. I don't know if you guys use my download links, does it ask for an email? So 2 download links, this is one I'm using because I like Narma more, that first one with just deity. And the second link here is a new code I got yesterday that is worthier. So you can delete and start new, or yeah, you could do that too. But that one's a worthier promo code. So I like the normal one more, so that's what I'm using. How is my new video doing on Raid? Is it doing okay? 4 comments. Let's see. Anyone negative? Got Hecaton on 5 voids. Okay, this guy. All right, buddy. Well, I might start again, get new champion. Been playing for a couple weeks. When can you start using Raid 7? So everybody, guys, everybody's waiting for Raid 7. That is. New video's doing pretty good. Nice. Let's go. Guys, if I link you, well, I don't know. Never mind. I've asked you for a lot already. I've already asked for if you subscribe and stuff. I won't do that today. I was gonna link my newest video and ask for likes on it, but we won't go that hard. If you happen to have some time later, we're getting close to 9,000 subs is why I've been trying to push it, because getting to 10K on this channel is gonna be kind of a big deal for me. But don't know what I was saying. Okay, sorry, I'll get back to chat. I was just checking that. New video's doing pretty good. Nice, subbed. You're helpful, G. Well, I appreciate that. I want to get to 10K on the Raid channel. My other channel, I think I'm at 40. It'd be funny if like go super balls deep into Raid and the Raid overtakes my main channel. That would be nice, actually. Because I do enjoy playing Raid a lot. That's the issue I'm running into. I'm supposed to be playing my other games and figuring something else out there, and I am, but any free time I have, I want to be playing Raid. I want to click. Did we get an arm out of this? I don't remember. We did. All right, I'll catch back up. Carrie, what do you think of Hidden Blades? Wait, is Carrie asking me what I think of Hidden Blades? Because I do not know what Hidden Blades is. Pull-up's not working. He's not out yet. Can you please explain in full process of how rerolling works, asking for as new players? Do you need to know the full process of... So the full process of rerolling is, for example, if you're going to use my download link. So if you go to the top of the chat on YouTube, you're going to see I have my Discord download link. If you want to join my Discord, by the way, and talk about Raid, I play multiple games, and there's like Epic 7 is my main game, and then there's a Raid section too. But if you want to join Discord, you can. It's open to everybody. And if you're rerolling, you share your pictures and whatnot. And if you need help on the game, that's the biggest thing. You need help on the game is there. Then from there, though, under those links is going to be 2 download links. And the first one's Narma. The first link is the one I'm using. I think it's the better link of the 2. But Worthy is also a good character. That's the bottom one. What you do is, if you're on PC, you have Player and Play already installed. You can either uninstall Player and Play completely off your PC, or you can open Player and Play, and down at the bottom where it has your account, you can log out of that account. If you're going to do that, make sure you know your login credentials to get back into that account. Okay? If you're deciding you want to do this but already have an account that you potentially want to keep. Then from there, once you log out, close Player and Play, completely exit it. You might have to go into your task manager and force close it if your settings aren't to fully close the game. Once you're done with that, you click the link that is in the thing there at the top of the YouTube comment thing that's pinned. Click the link. It's going to take you to a download page. It's going to have you enter a username and a password for the account. Once you do that, you click it. It's going to download the installer. Then you go click the installer. You already have Player and Play installed. If you didn't uninstall it. If you did uninstall it, it'll just reinstall it and you go through the process. But if you didn't uninstall it and you're logged out of your account, it's going to force open your Player and Play, auto log you into this new account that you made, and then auto open the game. And then that's how you would reroll. Then you try to reroll, do it, and if it doesn't work and you don't get anything, then you go back to Player and Play, and then you close out of the game, go back to Player and Play, and log out of that new account, and then repeat the process until you get something. My nose, I'm going through it right now. Why am I... It's so uncomfortable. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm gonna hide my face for a second. Okay, did that help? That was the explanation of it. And then if you're curious about what to do when you're in the game, look at what I'm doing on stream. The only thing I don't show is the off-stream portion. Just got back from watching your new video, and I can safely say I hate you. I didn't get a single legendary for my agents. How many did I did 120. 30 of them I did off stream, so I basically did enough to guarantee to at least get something. Not like I just did a couple summons. If you only did like a couple, I want to hear it. Guess I will be re-rolling for a Lego for 3 days, then all I get is epics. That's the risk you take. You could put I mean, I put 10 hours in. I haven't even seen a legendary yet. Just make sure there are no player in process on your PC. Yeah, there you go. You did 150 and got nothing. That sounds like a skill issue. I think I'll be fine. We'll get it. It's rerolling, but I guess to do it with a referral code, does it not work unless you make a new email every time? You shouldn't have to make a new email. No, I'm not doing a new email. Prisms are for 3 days, right? Correct. I'm pretty sure you got 3 days. Never give out your password and email on third-party websites. Does third-party website count as the links I have above? Are the links I have above, do they link to Plarium? Yeah, it links to Plarium's actual website. Okay, I'm gonna make sure. All right, well, my links link to official Plarium website. And I've been using download links and stuff for, I don't know, what is it? 6 years? I think my first raid sponsor was like 6 years ago. Congrats on the Palace. I want her so bad. She's so good. Like, subscribe, and thank you for your time and information. I will try doing it while using your link too. Thank you. Add to those. You don't have to use my link. My links aren't bad. The normal link I think is fantastic. You don't have to do that if there's another link you guys have your eyes on. But if you do use my link, it does help me. So, but don't feel like you have to just because to try to get back. Just you subscribing already helped me plenty. On your PC or near the time and date, you see an arrow. If you click there, you see Plarium icon and click close. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can check if the process is open. I never even look at that. I just go to task manager. Your first reroll attempt, you got one. A lot of people got lucky on their first attempt. I don't get it. I can't wait opening 100 primal shards on 100 accounts. My browser detects a link as malicious and blocks access. Yeah, a lot of browsers do that. It's not malicious, I promise. It is directly from Plarium. So, I mean, if you don't trust Plarium, I don't blame you. But the links are safe. I would not be advertising them if they were not safe. I've been doing this for, again, 6 years and never had any issues whatsoever. And if you're cautious about it, use a fake email and fake password that you don't use for anything else, and you'll be fine. All right, it did not pop up yet. So there it is. See, it's so random how it pops up. I don't get it. You just got Wixwell? Congrats, dude. That's the holy grail. That's what most people are going for. Everyone's gonna hate you now. But yeah, a lot of browsers detect it as that though. I wouldn't say a lot of browsers detect it. I've never had that on any browser I use. Maybe if you're using I don't even know. I don't remember what it's called, Opera GX or whatever. The reason, okay, so if any of you guys have ever seen that, by the way, for raid download links, flagging as malicious or whatever, it's because it does have a tracker in it. When you're progressing through the game, I'm guessing, okay, I don't know how links and stuff work, but my guess as to why it triggers something like that on different things is because it does have tracking within it that sends data back to Plarium. So the reason, or the way it works is as your account progresses the level, you're going to be getting champions at that point. And to receive those champions, the game has to send back to whatever that you hit X level, because it's not a general thing. I'm guessing is the reason. I don't know what else would be in it that would cause that, but why do you have 2 download links? For variety, I guess. I don't know. The normal one's the one to go with, though. I mean, Worthier's not a bad character at all, but I just like my normal Link more, so that's the one I push out. But if you want to try to use Worthier, I mean, she's a fantastic character. All right, here we go. I mean, that's the best. if you're going for it, this is the best one to get. If you can settle with an epic. You were chased by Tagore minus Fat Man. It's Tagore and Indalia, but this is the best one. Yo, is this account the one? I have an ancient in the market. Ooh, you get 3 summons. You got Lure right now. Deacon Armstrong, I think, would be the best epic. If you were okay with just getting an epic out of this, that would be solid. I'm not okay with just getting an epic, but what does she do? Hold on, I'm gonna read. Let's take a short intermission here because Vestel, I tried to pull on her during the what's it called, Valentine's thing. Has a 50% chance to deal 100 more damage against enemies whose attack is equal to or lower than this champion. Receives 30% less damage, so she stays alive and deals more damage. Then she has a AoE weaken. This debuff cannot be resisted and ignores defense. Place extra hit on enemies whose attack is... Oh, so it's a double hit? So it hits once and then puts weaken, then hits again after the weaken. And places unkillable. And dude, she's sick. She's really cool. She's probably my number 2 pick, actually, already after seeing this. Attacks on enemy for attacking, place a 50% increased attack buff and a 15 shatter buff in the shape for 2 turns. In terms of fun, not in terms of how good they are. Sorry. She wouldn't be... I mean, she is really good, but not nude or Wixwell potential for a new account. Will ignore block damage with stone skin buffs. Grant next turn if this kills an enemy. Target survives, fills the turn meter of all allies by 30% instead. Both those are banger. And this is attack one enemy 2 times for attacking. Chance of removing all debuffs from the target on a skill 1. Okay, it's before attacking though. It's not 2 different chances. But still, that's not bad for skill 1. Especially considering you have counterattack on her. Okay. Has a 100% chance to steal all buffs instead if the skill is used not on this champion's turn. Wait, she's sick! You guys didn't tell me that she was this awesome. I knew she was pretty solid, but this effect cannot be resisted by targets whose attack is equal to or lower, so you don't even need accuracy on her. She's fine without it. That's pretty nice. Like everything in her kit, she's got turn meter boost, she's got potential extra turn, multi-hit into, or a double hit weaken into placing buffs into her attack. That's fun. Is she good for Demon Lord? I wouldn't say good for Demon Lord. She'd be fine in Demon Lord, I guess, but you're not getting a lot of... We'll ignore 5% of target's defense for each buff on this champion. She'll hit hard. I mean, you use her in Demon Lord, I guess. She would just be a general character. So say, whenever you're making a Demon Lord team, especially early game, if you have too many debuffs on your team, you're going to be trying to switch out one of your characters to be a non-debuffing character. And this could be that character. Like, an example of that would be if you have Narma plus Ezio or Narma plus Xenomorph and... I don't know, any other 2 champs that have any debuffs. You already have plenty of debuffs on them, so putting in a character that doesn't have a debuff isn't too bad. So. Plus she just, I don't know, she's my number 2. Okay, this is my number 1, Keberon, just because he seems super fun to go through the game with Pelops. But number 2 for fun, I think Vestel. Now, in terms of good, obviously Newt Wixwell, gotta be up there. And then Armand's just for, I mean, okay, my top 4, I'll just say top 5 because it's super hard for me to pick. It's going to be Newt, Wixwell. I really like Venalcia, personally. Armand's and Athorian. Those would be my favorite ones to start the game with. Or like top picks. Now, my favorites would be these 2 in terms of just different fun. But all the other characters, they're pretty good. Honestly, this might be the worst for a new player. Sanguine Maria. I think Sanguine would be the worst character on this list for a new player. She's not a bad character, but I'll go with pretty much any Lego, which would be what I need. Yeah, one of the highest attack chance for a legendary. Does she have super high base attack too? So 676 versus Thorian's not really going to be a high attack. He's HP. She would have high attack, 572. That's 100 higher than Sanguine's. Cheshire, yeah, shoot, she has insanely high attack. Holy cow. Okay, next account. Let's go ahead. Not get too distracted here. I want to keep doing as many as I can till I either get locked out or we get something. Just remember though, I have not slept. So I did stream for till pretty late last night and have not slept. So I don't know how long I can go. Anyone that gets a Thorian doesn't want to, can I have it, please? Oh, funny. I'm not a big fan of giving away accounts and whatnot. At least between you or people, because I can't control that. So if you guys do any account things, I have no involvement within that. If you are doing any kind of account giveaway, trading, whatever, I said you are not allowed to do it. So if you do it, I have no affiliation. Yes. Okay, account's almost made. Doing my best. Bang. Bang. Okay, new account. Good to go. Thorian is a good farmer too. Yeah, Thorian's who I farmed with. Thorian is the character I went through my main account with. He hard carried pretty much everything. I still struggled in Spider, and Arbods was what like helped me beat Spider. But once I got a Thorian, like a Thorian in Slayer set can solo Spider hard time. Mine, it's not 100% consistent right now. I don't know if it ever is, but a Thorian on Slayer set is insane. Oh, the code works? It's okay, the codes work. I told you it was real. My guys over at Raid, my direct lines to Raid, sent me the information on that, okay? So I was never in the doubter category that it was not real thing. So this is the first time I'm using him every single code. Pops is real? Yeah. The code is Raid 7. Correct, it's Raid, not 7 Raid, it's Raid 7. I'll enter it in just a second. Do you have knowledge on when the code will go live? I do actually, it's right now. Breaking news. Yeah, it says Raid 7, okay. It's really real? Let's go. Damn, we got Pelop's code before they actually found the One Piece. One Piece is still going on, right? I've watched the first 150 episodes and never made it any further because I was like, I am only a fifth of the way through this. I think I'm gonna take a break, and I never got back into it. I can't believe I watched so much now. I'm re-rolling. It's fun. There's only so many chances you can do this, so it breaks up the monotony of the everyday grind. I watched 30 eps and switched to Bleach and had a way better time. I've never watched Bleach, actually. That's one anime I've been saving. I haven't really been watching a whole lot of anime lately. My 20s, I watched a ton. But now, I barely watched anything. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched Soul Leveling. And that's mostly it. I watched Kaiju 8. Other than that, I don't know. I can't think of any like notable animes I've watched lately. I've mostly been watching actual regular shows for once. Saltus is good. I would start with him. Saltus is great. I am crying. Let's go. Oda sunk the secret in the real world, apparently. Well, how does Luffy get to the real world? Me and the homies are waiting for a good romance anime. I used to love like slice of life shows and stuff. My favorite show or anime of all time is Origairu, or My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. That's, for some reason, that was my favorite show I've ever watched. Second favorite is Plastic Memories. My whole other like gacha branding for my main YouTube channel is and Twitch channel are based off of that. Like, I like slice of life shows a lot. I used to watch Your Lie in April every April. Hold on, I gotta go turn my TV off. I don't even want to know what YouTube just auto-played on my TV. That was so loud. My TV was on 6 for the volume in the living room, and it pulled up some YouTube video. It was a language I did not know, and they were singing extremely loud, and it was just snowing. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing I've probably ever walked into my living room to. YouTube autoplay, I think, is completely lost nowadays. For a Narma start, is Pele better or Tuha better as of now? That I do not have the answer to. Most likely, it's still Tuanric is better. I'm trying to be realistic on that. But I think Pelops would be more fun, especially if you're starting right now. I think you'll enjoy the game a lot more going through with him. All right, let's get him, let's get him, let's get him. All right, where is it? Promo code. Raid 7. Oh, instant. All right. Let's go. Dude, he's sick. Like, look at him. You can't... Tuanric might be slightly better, but look at him. He's way cooler. Plus, he's new. Look at that shield. He's actually a really good design character. The detail. Nice. Yes, I go through campaign with stock and Pelops. I mean, I guess, yeah, you could. Design is what Godforge wishes it could be. I mean, Godforge isn't even existing yet, so they might figure it out. All right, so what was I doing? Oh, there's Narma too? Please be the account. Oh, I'm excited, dude. He's here. Slap that on him, sure. Res lead. All right, let's see the skills. I got her on alt account and she's hitting for 250k. Wait, who's hitting for 250k? Chris? Goated pick. My favorite anime is Tensura Reincarnate. Oh, I love Tensura. I actually read the most of the, I guess, manga you call it. I don't think it would be a lot. It's not a light novel. It's got pictures. Yeah. I read a lot of it too. I'm a little behind now. I stopped reading it because watching the animation of it is way cooler. Tensura is really good. Oh, Vestel. Dude, smack, oh my. His skill 2 is gonna hit hard. Dude, he's cool. He's a little slow. Is the only thing. Oh, that would be the only noticeable thing with him. Imagine a player knows this rerolling and had to take back the free Prism shard. No, this is a normal thing, guys. This might be your first time rerolling on Raid or seeing it, but it has been a thing. Guys, they gave away a Void shard back. I think there was like a Krisk. So there's a character, a Void legendary called Krisk. And people went crazy rerolling during that time. Or, I don't know. Was it a promo code? There was something that gave a Void shard or a couple Void shards that people just went nuts rerolling for Krisk. That was 3-4 years ago, I think. Maybe longer, I don't know. It's Krisk or nothing. I mean, Krisk is really good. I'm sticking to Kale for the reroll. It's a lot faster. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. I don't know. I'm on stream, so might as well have him on the screen so people can see him. Prepare for the arena flood. He's going to be everywhere, yeah. It is considerably slower, though. If you guys are trying for speed, definitely continue using Kale. Should I go? But yeah, you can go through with stock and Pelops. It'd be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be super safe. That's the big thing. I got a message. Hold on. Okay. Send a message. So I have an account just in case things don't work out. And it's the exact start I want, so. Using them with Corvus, and they just wipe. Oh, yeah. They're gonna, I mean, it's a good combination together. Like, Narma plus him doesn't have any real synergy. It's just both of them are gonna be really good in Clan Boss individually, and together it'll be, I mean, technically combined, they have a total damage reduction of 20 and 25%. So those two are huge together. People also re-rolled on Primal. Yeah, Primals, dude, Primal re-rolls. I thought we were going to get that. I thought like day 23 or 24 of the reward calendar was going to be a Primal. I would have sat here all day trying for a mythical. Getting a mythical on a new account would have been so fun. What is the champ you won? It's the other Argonite in there. His name, I already forgot his name. Is Werther Link good with Pelop? Yeah, I mean, Werther plus Pelop, it's going to be very hard to die. So Werther is really good. And if you guys need download link, this is my Narma download link. I'm gonna put it in chat right now. It's also at the top of chat, but I don't know if that shows up for everybody. So that's the Narma download link, and this right here is the other download link. Just res every attack with Azora. Wait, did I hit level 11 or was that 10? That was 10. Crap. Well, I need to claim this energy. Or anyway, that's probably a good thing that popped up. Oh, we're still good to get the account. Okay, so I have an account with everything that I want. That if I don't get anything within, I don't know how many more. I don't want to give up though. I want to at least get a legendary. If I give up without getting a legendary before I just go do the other account, I'm gonna feel like a loser, a quitter. But I also would like to start progressing a Pelop's account ASAP. Code is working. Raid 7 works. How do you know? No ancient there. All right, we got one more level to climb. What epics in the worthier link? The epics in the worthier link are Ugo. I don't remember. Ugo, Ruella +1. They're not my favorite epic choices. Is the thing with it. If you're just looking for worthier, it's worthier Ugo. It's all worthier Ugo Ruella +1. And I can never remember last champion's name. Got multiple Corvus and Arm and so on. Just Geo is worth keeping. I mean, technically, yeah, Geo is absolutely amazing. After 21 account, my brother opened one and got Wixwell. Did he do it himself or did you have him come in and do it on yours? Why are my friends awake? Oh, I guess it's 9 a.m., brother. I thought it was like 7 a.m. still. All right, summon time. It's there. Here we go. He pulled up my account right in the background. The code is active. Yep, we got him on our account right now. I'm gonna enter the promo code every time just for fun. Okay. You got Foley from Ancient, then Deacon for Prism. Who's Foley? Why are there so many characters in this game? Do people actually get mad about new players getting the fusion character when it comes out? You got Vestel, I'm gonna keep it and start my new free-to-play account. Well, good luck. I will be shortly behind you. I have an account ready that I'm going to play on if I do not get something pretty soon. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. Okay. I'll try a couple more and then. Oh my gosh. How hard is it? How hard is it? Okay. Let's just, I can hold it together. We can do this. I'm gonna go do a few more. Whew. Turn this off. All right, make a new account right now. Exit out. Make sure you want to exit. Yes. Log out. Log out anyway. Yes. Exit out. Narma link. Where is it? Narma link. Bang. All right. And bang. Should I get Cassandra? Should I get Cassandra on this account as well for the new account? Because I'm gonna have two Argonites. I'm gonna have Pelops and the other one that's in the summon pool right now. And should I also get Cassandra and just do a Argonites only account basically? It'd be kind of fun actually. I'd have to, I mean, I could do part of the fusion event and get the extra characters from that too. The extra epics and whatnot. Oh my gosh, wait, I could get 2 Pelops. Oh, wait, you guys can't see, sorry. I could get 2 Pelops. That sounds kind of fun too. Okay, hold up. Wait, maintenance? Thoughts on Venomage or Farkin to go with Narma? Both of them are fantastic. My code has Venomage with it. So my code is Narma, Venomage, Tagor, Lightsworn. But there is maintenance? Why is there maintenance? They can't release a promo code and slap us into maintenance? Wait, are you sure there's maintenance? I don't have a pop-up or anything. Hey, welcome to the club. Some guy in Discord claims he rerolled 100 times. I'm at like 30 something. Usually with reroll, everyone exaggerates a little bit, but switch starters? I kind of want Kale, do I not? 22 minutes till maintenance. Okay, well, I guess I will. What, can we get like 2 more rerolls out before then? Are you sure it's not just a patch? It's an actual like maintenance. The game's gonna go down like 15 minutes. But Ryan, congrats on your start. That's nice that you actually got some. You're going for the fusion on the free to play? No, I am not. I'm not going for the fusion on the free to play. I will not have enough time. I'm doing the fusion on my main account. That's the issue. Luckily, I did some extra summons on my main account, so with that, it'll be easy to finish the fusion. I'll have it done quicker, but I can't do that many fusions. Can you get, wait, hold on. Someone asked, can you get Prism on the new account? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. You get it at level 11. I want to do Kale, do I not? I want Kale, Narma, Ezio. Or do I? Wait, who should I be going for the starter, actually? I have not really thought about that too much. Thanks, good luck to you too, appreciate it. I just got the message for maintenance. Hold on, see if it pops up for me after the tutorial. We might only be able to get 1 more in. And then you guys will have to decide, is Throat Ripper good to start with? Throat Ripper's pretty good. He is going to be better for you once you get to Hydra, but I mean, he's just general good character. He's going to do some wave clearing. He has some okay debuffs within his kit. Aethelston for triple hitter helps with Fire Knight. Athelston, I knew what you meant. I mean, I started with Aethel last time. That's the only thing. I almost want to start with like Elhine or Gallic just for fun. Because realistically, isn't the Argonite guy going to be my farmer? I think he is. Not Pelops, the other Argonite. Why can I never remember his name? Level 12, still no shard. Watch what I'm doing and make sure you do everything I do. Like, as you claim your anniversary reward, claim certain other things, claim anything and you're free. And then if it's not there, go do another stage, go back out. If it's not there, keep repeating that and it'll eventually pop up. Ally, go Aethelston now. His poisoners are easy to get a hold of and most codes have V-Mage anyway. I mean, I've been going Aethel. I made the guide. The newest guide I did was using Aethel. She is... the reason I did it was just going over poison. And I did like Kale farming more than Aethel. Aethel's fine at it, but Kale always felt a little smoother. How do you get to 11 so fast? Just watch. Just watch this run. Well, it's actually a little bit slower because I'm using Pelops now, but... So... okay, this is probably the last one. There's only 18 minutes left. Damn. Okay, so I grab all this. And then, well, I try to grab all the free rewards so that way I know when it says free down here that it worked. I grab the attack set. I put the attack set on Kale generally, but promo code, I'm going to go ahead and enter promo code. So again, raid 7 promo code. Bang. And then grab him out of here. See if Narma worked. Narma did work. Grab her too. And then go in here. I'm gonna use Kale plus him for this one. You don't have to do all this. I just like putting the offense set on Kale. I feel like it made it quite a bit faster. So once you're done with that, all you do is go in, campaign, get to stage 1 or stage 4. Using Kale goes a lot faster. I'll do these 2 this time. When should I do my first fusion? Usually it's gonna be after the first like month of your account. I think is the best time to hold off for. It says free for me, but nothing's there. Gonna restart. So if it says free for you, wait, don't restart yet. When it says free for you, go into the summon icon. It's what I do at for each one. It says that and it's glitched a lot of the time and it won't pop at the back. Go to summon, go down to Prism, and then at the top it's gonna have Prism the Prism shards at the top. Click the plus next to it and it'll show packs that you can grab. And with the packs that you can grab, you go click any of those and it'll open up the pack for you. Then you can grab it from there. Otherwise it won't pop up. I had it glitch out on one of my other accounts too. I ended up pulling stock and just kept him. Stock's really good. I have him on my main, I use him. I did the fusion for him actually because he looked really fun. Because I love poison characters. I have an Alcy on my 13th reroll, but Alcy is very strong. She's been one of my top characters from the pool. She's just an Ugo that is infinitely easier to use. Sure, you can whenever you want. 5 to 6 sacred, saved up to 1,500 gems roughly. If you reroll now, save, and yeah. So like for right now, trying to do this fusion wouldn't really make sense, especially starting with Pelops because it is Pelops. I might do the fusion just for funny. Like what would be the value of having 2 Pelops on my account? Went for the code without Ugo as well, which is quite lucky. Yeah, there you go. She doesn't have the same debuffs Ugo does, but her reviving mechanic and everything else she brings, I like her more. You worked, got it. Thank you, got a lure. Lure's really good. I haven't done a fusion for 6 months. Pellets gonna be my first. I haven't done one for a while either. When was the last fusion I did? I think it was Ninja Turtles. I actually think it might be Donatello. It's been a long time since I've done a fusion. Ugo, Solar, Eclipse, Revive is goated. Yeah, true. Do you think it's better? Or wait, do you think it's better Vestel or Deacon? Vestel is the new Argonite, right? Yeah. There's so many names. I promise, guys, after I sleep and come back, you will have the actual real version of me. You won't have the sleep-deprived, brain doesn't work version. I will be 2% smarter. Vestel is a Sylvan Watcher. Oh, no, oh my gosh. Vestel is the hot girl at the bottom left. Ooh. All right, Vestel or Deacon? Vestel's more fun. Deacon probably just better for general progression, but Vestel's more fun. Vestel's sick. Do a faction account, that's what I'm doing. What do you mean a faction account? Just going in for faction wars as the goal? What's your main focus in a new account? It's clan boss for sure. I'm using Narma, so my focus is clan boss, quote unquote, but my general team I'm building for clan boss will beat everything else. Pretty much. I mean, I could try to do some extra faction war stuff. I got the rare Argo and Apothecary on 2 blue shards. That's actually kind of banger. All the Argonite rares are shockingly good. Dope, I assume that was the case. Yeah. So if I were to start, I would personally take Vestel because she's a legendary. And depending on your promo link and everything, Deacon's not going to super change anything in the first little bit. He is extremely good. He's basically a legendary, but your chance of getting a Deacon from something is higher than getting Vestel from something. That's how I always look at new accounts. Am I super rating this or not? I'm not. Okay, well, this is definitely the last one. It's live now. He's on my... He's right there. I know it's live now. He just happens to be on my screen. Oh, so new code Pelops look. Oh, sorry, you weren't saying it to me. You were saying it to Alucard. Alucard, Pelops is on my screen right now. How to reroll without uninstall, log out, and then fully close it on your PC, and then click one of the download links to re-download it, and it will auto open. So click the download link to get the installer, click the installer from your downloads, and then reopen your already installed Player in Play that you are not logged in any account on, and it will log you into the new account created. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, I am super rating. Okay, good. So should I push this account? Sorry, beginning player. No, you're good. But so should you push this account? I would. I mean, this is one of the best times that you're gonna have to start raid for a while. So anniversary event. Also, there's gonna be a lot more people playing, which means it's gonna be a lot more fun for everybody. I'm hoping the Discord gets popping again for raid. If we can get everybody, I mean, when was the last time? I guess it was Ninja Turtle event, maybe a little before that's when, like, I would say the, like, raid community was kind of going crazy. Is Donnie and the fusion tokens redeemed? I know it won't be. Any of the collaboration characters wouldn't be in there, I don't think. Empire do a Narison Union challenge round, that's what I'm rerolling for. What is that? Where you have to use one faction only? If I did that, I'd want to only use Argonauts. That would be... Like, if I have to go through everything, I would just want to use the Argonauts that are in the game. Heck yeah, got him. It's go time, Alucard. Ooh. I'm excited. I'm excited to actually start progressing. I got Vestel on my ult that I just made for Pelip. She any good? Vestel, yes. Okay. I now remember who she is. But yeah, she's just really fun. I think for a new account, you're going to have a lot of fun with her. I just don't know her multipliers, how her damage actually looks, but I'd imagine she probably hits like a truck. So Magma Shield barely looks different than regular Shield. It doesn't, the bar is still white, it's just... Has there been another character with Magma Shield in the game before? Damn, I did get a 6-star Newt Soul, so I'm hoping for him first. I can't wait. If you get Newt or if you get Newt after getting a 6-star soul, what does Magma Shield do? It's just a general barrier that reflects, I believe. So it has a reflect damage mechanic built into it. So as you're getting hit, it's just dealing passive damage back, which is super good, especially because it puts it on the whole team. I'm not sure the multiplier as to the send back that it's doing. We're going to learn all that over the next short period. Do Arena Dungeon 2. Can Magma Shield stack if you got both? They don't stack, but you can extend Magma Shield. They don't stack, correct? If you put a barrier and then you put a Magma Shield up, it's not going to give more to the Magma Shield. The only thing that increases Magma Shield would be extension, or actual shield extension, correct? Okay. Click through this. I think the pack already popped up. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure exactly how Magma Shield works because I do not have any characters that use it. So this is partially a learning experience for me. That's why big reason why I do so many new accounts is so I can understand the game better. Because there are still a lot of mechanics that I do not fully know how they work. I am not scared to admit that. I mean, 2 Magmas if you got 2 Pelops. Well, yeah, 2 Magmas would, but you can't... If you have Magma Shield and you put up a regular barrier, does a regular barrier, if it's bigger, overtake the Magma Shield, or does Magma Shield always take priority? Like, there's so many questions I have with that. For me, I just have to get a level 13 to trigger. Do we know when Pelip's Soul comes out? We'll need to save for it. Is Pelip's Soul in the current anniversary path? It's not. I guess it's because it's the summon thing. Why are they doing these events? Because this is more shards than the general summon event. I don't know if I really like this. Because this is expensive. It's not even cheaper for a new player. I thought the pass would maybe be a little bit, or the path would be cheaper. It's not. It's not at all. Okay, let's do our summons, and I guess that's it. I think okay, we'll have to decide. Do you guys want me to just go ahead and when I come back live, have the other account, or do you want me to reroll some more? I might still reroll a little bit, but my cutoff would be 6 p.m. I haven't got a legendary. I feel like if I don't roll until a legendary, I'm a quitter, is the issue with it. Show us anniversary gifts. I'll show it before I wrap up. So I feel like just out of principle, I should reroll till I get a legendary and then switch over and start. Because the account I have is the exact account I want. It's perfect. Reroll big. Well, the other one I'm keeping for sure. I already have the account that I'm probably going to play unless I get something on my own, basically. Okay, let's do the 2 summons and then I'll go. You wanted me to look at the anniversary rewards? Like, even getting a legendary from this, I would have been happy. Okay, the best thing you can do, Raid, for me right now, give me a legendary from this, and then I can go, I can be done with rerolling, and then I can start later. Oh my god, how many is it gonna take? Hey, I got her though. I got the new Argonite. Ooh, okay, so your last thing somebody said was you wanted to see the anniversary login rewards. These are what they are here. You get a primal shard on day 5. The new player rewards aren't the greatest, but it's extra. It's something, I guess. The primal shard, always exciting, right? These aren't the best rewards ever, though. It's extra energy, though. It helps you progress. Traded an account with a guy to get Cabron, but I got Corvus, so I'll have to deal with it. I mean, Corvus is still a great champion, and he may end up being better mixed with everything. Isn't there a Sacred for older accounts? There's a Sacred. I thought the Sacred was potentially on day 7 for new accounts, but it's not there. They might... I don't know what all else they're going to give away for free during this. They're going to have multiple promo codes that just give like a 5-star chicken for one of them, I'm sure. And it's a couple like small energy ones. I spent 100 just to try to get Demintha and didn't get her. Okay, so... Well, that is unlucky, Sir Kicks. I'm sorry. Going for lunch. Maybe back in a bit. Best of luck. You have to go until you hit gold. I'll come back and I'll do a little bit more. I don't want to give up until I see it, because I mean we did 40. But either way, maintenance is starting, so I'm gonna have to wrap up stream anyway. But yeah, that's all I got. Again, real quick before we end, if any of you guys are willing to subscribe to the channel, we're getting close to 9K. Be cool to hit that soon. The Discord, if you guys want to join Discord, I'm gonna be making a clan. Hopefully we can make a couple clans for all of us on new accounts. So if any of you guys want to join in there, we can try to figure out some clan stuff. Because I want to merge my stronger clans together for right now. And my main clan, I think I have 1 or 2 spots, but I'd like to merge all my other clans that we have going on and make new ones for everybody getting in. What is your promo link? My 2 promo links, Jinxie. The first one is Narma for the legendary, and then it has Venomage, Tagore, and Lightsworn. And the other one is Worthier, and it has Ugo. So Worthier is a legendary, then it has Ugo, and I already forgot. I don't remember who's in my Worthier link, but the normal one's the one I would tell you to go for. But yeah, if you guys want in the Discord though, you can join. And then again, all my download links are in Discord. So if you want to download raid from in there, you can or you can find any of my videos or the download links in there for the 2 codes I have. I guess that's all I got. So thank you guys for hanging out today. If you haven't seen my new summon video, I did get lucky on that. If you want to go check that out after the stream, I'd appreciate it. And I will see you guys later, I guess. Peace out.